The following is brought to you by the People's National Party.
Make the trumpets play. Jamaican people want better. Economy coming like stormy weather. Ancestors are turning on them grave. To get champion, we can do it together. When we look at the future of precipice, we see Jamaica needs the vision of the PNP. People said the bag of promises, them can't carry go shop. And the crime rate getting higher, wonder when it goes now, comrades. Jamaican people want better. Economy coming like stormy weather. Ancestors are turning on them grave. To get champion.
The proceeding was brought to you by the People's National Party.
All right, blessed my people. You know, today is the debate. This particular debate is one that I would call a clash of the titans, right? Because we know that Damian Crawford will be bringing it. And of course, all three persons are, you know, quite competent in terms of delivering the message for the People's National Party. Let me just do a, an umbrella welcome to all the persons, right? Wife will be tuning in later. She doesn't even know that I am kicking off this thing, right? So far we have 48 loyal comrades. In the meantime, let me just brace up my people. We have Monica Hall. Greetings to you, Monica Hall. Thanks for passing through. We have Carla Ibanks. We have my sister Donnell, right in the place. Rosalie Ricketts. And let me tell you something, Chuck Life. Believe you me, Chuck Life is here for life. We have Sonia Ellis. Bless up Sonia Ellis, my sister Carol Johnson. Right, and we have Ruthlyn Matthews, Raymond G, Mystic. Watch your people, wife is here. Wife is here. Wife, go do the 599 reasons I'm gonna put up there. Okay. So yes, persons can, we're going to interact because tonight we want to enjoy tonight, right? So we have okay. We have Yvette Lewing, right? Chuck Light, Vilma Watson. We have what's the name? This I don't want to spoil anyone's name. Mr. Cool and Deadly. I think that's what it is, right? So yes, bless up, my peeps. We are taking our time, juggling and anticipating, of course, the live, right? I think I want to. Here, in the meantime that we are doing the live, right, we have to speak to our electorate. And the reason for that is for the electorate to understand the history of the People's National Party, knowing to the fact that it is indeed that the People's National Party that built Jamaica. So many social programs that the People's National Party has been implemented. And a lot of people in Jamaica don't even know, to be honest. A lot of people don't even know that it is the People's National Party who had implemented, right, several programs. And that is one of the reasons why I believe that democratic socialism, right, should be spread through Jamaica and through the Caribbean, right? Because a lot of people don't really know what is democratic socialism. That started by Norman Manley and spread through Michael Manley. So the son carry on what the father started. And it is amazing as it relates to the objective of social media, of democratic socialism. Democratic socialism is the basis in terms of meeting the objective of equal opportunity throughout the length and breadth of Jamaica, that people are to be treated equally, and being treated fairly. Right, and making sure that every single Jamaican play a part in the economy. Every single Jamaican is a stakeholder. And so then, of course, I think it is important that we are venturing into the general election, and people ought to be aware of the history. And again, I want to go through the 599 reasons digital PDF that the People's National Party has provided for us, right? So that one can understand the history of what the People's National Party had done in comparison with the Jamaica Labour Party. I'm not saying that the Jamaica Labour Party has not done anything, right? I would be unfair in saying that, but it is minuscule in terms of the entire development of Jamaica. And when it comes to Jamaica Labour Party, honestly speaking, they have done more wrong than good, and that is the truth, right? We have seen certain history where that is concerned, but you know what? We are here waiting on the debate. That is going to be interesting, but we are going to show, right, all the development, the social programs that People's National Party had formulated. Wonderful programs, and all those programs that had been formulated, right, is currently being used by the Jamaica Labour Party. And, you know, they understand the politics and the politicking, that when the Jamaica Labour Party goes out on the campaign, they don't want to speak of the so many good that the People's National Party had done, right? And we understand the politics, right? Because if they speak of the good that People's National Party has done, the Jamaican people will say, well, maybe there is no need for you guys, right? Because Jamaica People's National Party created so much social programs, and when it comes to housing, education, and healthcare, those are the three areas that People's National Party, trust me, had given, you know, wonderful, wonderful service. We heard the other day where George Davis came out and PJ Patterson, right? PJ Patterson, which is not true, right? PJ Patterson is one of the leaders that has done so many. And without any delay, let us just bite into that a bit, right? For the electorate to have an understanding, right, of what the People's National Party done. So we have the history as it relates to the 599 reasons that will be given to vote for the People's National Party. That's the name of the digital PDF. And plus, not only that we have that as it relates to a rich history of the People's National Party, we also have, right, the People's National Party manifesto. And it is the first time in the history of our politics, right? We are seeing the incumbent government, who's supposed to have their manifesto out there, is now critiquing the People's National Party manifesto. The people don't want to hear the critique. The people want to see your manifesto, right? Because again, it's like you're applying for a job, right? You're now going to the electorate, right? And you are saying to the electorate, okay, all right, these are what we had succeeded in, right? We had created these, and this is what we are giving as reason, right, for you to put back us in power. And you can't be asking for the people to really vote for you when you don't provide them a manifesto, right? People need to know what are the reasons for them to vote for you, right? You can't just out there critiquing the People's National Party manifesto and you don't finish your manifesto. So let me just get into the digital. Let me share the document, right? So you can see and be sharing that, right, for the people. So let me just bring it up. This is the document that we have to go through, my people. So let me see if I can. That need to be okay. So let us begin with Norman Manley. Let me see if I can do the okay. All right. I hope you guys are seeing it. And so here you have, right, the Right Excellent Norman Washington Manley, party president from 1938 to 1969. So we are going to bite into this and then we are going to jump across when we have the debate, right? So we're just using this as a pre-debate thing, right? So that people can be knowledgeable of what the People's National Party had done. Remember, we are getting into a general election, and we want to give the people the reason as to why we need to vote for the PNP as it relates to this rich history that we have, and plus the People's National Party manifesto that we'll be showing here. So the Right Excellent Norman Washington Manley, party president from 1938 to 1969, chief minister 1955 to 1999, premier from 1959 to 1962, right? These are some of the programs that would have been created under Norman Manley. Number one, Norman Manley and the PNP were the architects of the 1944 Constitution that brought universal adult suffrage to Jamaica, giving every adult the right to vote. So at the start, where we have, right, number one, is so fundamental as it relates to we, transition out of colonialism. And here is Norman Manley, in 1944, fight, right, for the rights of all adults, right, to vote. And that is important as it relates to the universal adult suffrage. So for the information to be out there, it is PNP done that, right? Also, in 1949, again, the PNP launched the Plan for Progress, which became the blueprint for Jamaica economic development. You hear that, my people? Making us one of the leading developing nations in the world. Just look at that. And that had done from 1949. Norman Manley and the PNP in 1953 introduced the ministerial system of government in Jamaica, which led the way for constitutional advancement. Wonderful. It was the advocacy of the PNP in 1959 which led to Jamaica achieving internal self-government. So these are the things that people need to know. Norman Manley, right, and the PNP demand and negotiated Jamaica independence also. Wow. For 7.5 years, 1955 to 1962, what happened? Norman Manley and the PNP shepherded an unprecedented expansion of the Jamaica economy. The annual average growth rate during that administration was some 6%. And in the fiscal year 1956 to 57, the economy grew to 14.1%, establishing a record that is not much. My people, no, this is, now look, unprecedented, as it says, right, as it relates to how the economy grew between 1956 and 1957. The economy grew by 14.1%. That is awesome. And the facts still remain that stand as a national record, right? That should be put in the Guinness Book of World Record, because believe you me, Jamaica is struggling now to really even have a 1% growth under the Jamaica Labour Party administration. We have seen where the economic stagnant, right? 0.8 or 0.9%, the last memory that I have of the status. And yet Jonas is saying that everything is good out there. So here it is establishing a record that is not matched or surpassed by any administration since then and until now has not been passed. 14.1%. Wow, that is awesome. In 1955, the establishment of the Central Planning Unit, right, now Planning Institute of Jamaica, marked the beginning of planned economic and social development in Jamaica. The 1957 PNP administration introduced Jamaica's first 10-year development plan. The Beach Control Law of 1955 gave all Jamaican right of access to our beaches. The Norman Manley administration introduced the Watershed Protection Act to preserve the environment and protect our water resources. The Scientific Research Council, SRC, was established. The 1956 Industrial Incentive Law facilitated growth of manufacturing sector. Now, 13, a small business loan board was established to promote small business development. So you can see from all the interests of MSEs, small, medium enterprise, right? Medium and small enterprises, the MSEs, right, have been established from way in Michael Manley time in terms of, caring for the small businesses to, make them, have that significant growth, right? The Bank of Jamaica Act was passed in 1960, and the bank began operation in 1961. Look at these people. The Export Industries Encouragement Law, 1956, provided additional incentive for exports. The Facilities for Titles Law, introduced in 1955, made it possible for thousands of small farmers to obtain land titles. You know, hear this, people? Let us read this over because this is important. And this goes to show you, as it relates to the People's National Party looking out for the Jamaican people and want to move them in terms of upward mobility, right, as it relates to that sort of economic upward mobility. The Facilities for Titles Law, introduced in 1955, made it possible for thousands of small farmers to obtain land titles without going through the traditional expensive and laborious application process. Norman Manley made that easy in terms of land access. The Land Bonds Law 1955 allowed the start of land reform in Jamaica by granting the government access to idle lands in exchange for bonds. During the Norman Manley administration, tourism experienced its first golden age with the establishment of the Jamaica Tourist Board. So now we have the understanding that it is the People's National Party who had established the Jamaica Tourist Board, right? The expansion of both major airports and the opening and development of Negril as a tourist resort town. I heard the Jamaica Labour Party, right, telling me lies, campaigning on this, that they are the one who started Negril. Here it is, Norman Manley, right? So then it doesn't make sense. You tell a lie and go down into what we call the dinosaurial politics, the politics of the whole. Speak the truth. You're in, right, the age of technology, which we can, go into the archive, right, and get the information to the people. So it doesn't make sense to deal with your propaganda. A new agreement negotiated, with the backside companies increase the royalties they pay Jamaica by 400%, thereby boosting the country's revenue. And to be honest, let me say this, Jamaica, I did not know that Norman Manley had done this. I have read this document, but I did not zoom into this. So it was Michael Manley who first, right, has to increase the backside levy where that is concerned. Norman Manley did it, right, by what? 400%, thereby boosting the country's revenue. We didn't know that. We didn't know that. And here it is that the Jamaica Labour Party now wiped the levy to zero, putting back, you understand, the wealth, Jamaican wealth and resources in the hands of capitalism. Jamaica Labour Party is just not good for Jamaica. They really damage Jamaica. The Norman Manley administration introduced the common entrance examination in 1957 because of their deep concern that a large number of children of poor parents who were unable to pay fees should be afforded the opportunity of a good grammar school education, with the fees being paid by the government. When we still you say the People's National Party look out for Jamaican people, believe it. We are just not saying it. And this is one of the reasons why the electorate need to understand the history of People's National Party. Where are we coming from, and what did we fight for, and what we are still fighting for We are fighting for the economic upward mobility of our people, right? The 1957 education reform also included the establishment of the College of Arts, Science, and Technology class, now the University of Technology. You see where caste is coming from, people? From 1950s, you see where caste is coming from? People's National Party, and which it is still used today. Still used today, right? Now, Kingston Technical School and the practical training centers at Dintil and Homewood were converted to technical high schools to feed into caste. The Jamaica Broadcasting Corporation, JBC, was established in 1959. People's National Party done that. Establishment of Government Broadcasting Service, which created a government information service. Now the Jamaica Information Service, right? People's National Party done. As well as a schools broadcasting service, which broadcasts the school curriculum via radio. We have not seen that for the longest while, so that seems like that program being, take off the course. Work on the National Stadium started in 1955 and was completed for the independence celebration in August 1962. In 1959, when the People's National Party celebrated its 21st anniversary, Norman Manley could justifiably claim it is our party that built the national movement that looked Jamaica out of colonial matrix. That is what we are talking about, escaping colonialism, that redeemed the soul of our people from the dead hand of our bondage. You see where we are going? That liberated the energy and the will and the spirit that has swept us forward and onward and upward for the last 20 years. Now, under the Norman Manley-led PNP administration, Jamaica and India became the first two countries in the British Empire to cut trade links with the racist apartheid regime in South Africa. So Norman Manley started the fight as it relates to what Norman Manley had done, right? Cut ties, right, with apartheid regime in South Africa. So it goes to say to us that the People's National Party doesn't only fight for us locally, internationally, as it relates to Black people, as it relates to African, right, Jamaica, right, Black people all over the world, right? Trust me, my people, the People's National Party, right, have been there and done that. And it is the People's National Party, right? What built Jamaica? No doubt about that. Let us go down to now the son. Like the father, so as the son. The son carry on the father's legacy. Now, here it is now, the most honorable Michael Norman Manley. And this is the man that, trust me, when I tell you that, I think that Michael Manley is of all the prime minister, is the most loved. The most loved because of what Michael Manley believed in. Michael Manley is so principled. And, this is a sad thing. If Edward Seaga did not destroy democratic socialism as a result of propaganda, my Jamaican people, can you imagine what Jamaica economy would have been like today? Would have surpassed Singapore. We would have surpassed Singapore. Remember that the way we were performing then, right, that attracted the Singapore Prime Minister to come to Jamaica, right, and took the model, the economic model and principle from us. And today, look at Singapore. Today, look at Jamaica. Right, Comrade Michael Manley will always be remembered as Jamaica's most passionate and unrelenting campaigner for social justice. The Jamaican workers will always remember Michael Manley and the PNP for the body of legislation and programs which expanded workers' rights and raise the workers' standard of living, including the minimum wage and the compulsory recognition of trade unions. And let me say this, I tell you that Michael Manley had passed some of the most passionate social programs that is well loved as it relates to engineer towards the development of the economy. Michael Manley, may your soul rest in peace. Now look at Michael Manley's work. The abolition of the master and servant law to establish and protect the rights of our workers. So you can see that the democratic socialism through Norman Manley passing down to Michael Manley, you understand, is just geared to develop the people of Jamaica, giving them the best education, the best social life, and economic upward mobility. Now, the Status of Children Act replaced the Archaea Bastard Act, giving legal rights to children born to unmarried parents. Look at that. Those are social building programs, that gear to build the family and strengthen the family background. The maternity leave law, which granted paid leave to new mothers. Look at that. So to show you that People's National Party care, right, as it relates to, for new mothers who, recently had given birth, right, they can take certain maternity leave. They can go home and they rest comfortably, have their child or children, and come back out, right, fresh. You understand? After 3 months, right, they get a whole rest period. That wasn't in the law prior to Michael Manley, but Michael Manley see the need for that, right, to respect, right, our mothers, right, who delivering their newborns and having time, you understand, to re-energize their health. Wonderful person, Michael Manley. Employment equal pay for men and women Act became effective. And my Jamaican people, you know what? I am somewhat, honestly, when I see, as we speak today, many women who, voting for the Jamaica Labour Party, and let me say this, people, have their choice who say what they want to vote for, right? I know, to be honest, right, under no circumstances, I would be voting for a Jamaica Labour Party, right? Or because I'm a principal person and I am someone who believes in building my nation. And to the fact that I do believe in building my nation, under no circumstances I would vote for a Jamaica Labour Party. Under no circumstances whatsoever. Right? And look what Michael Manley did in terms of ensuring that both men and women get the equal pay because they are working just the same. I don't see the difference in terms of what women do at the workplace and what women do at the workplace and what men do at the workplace. They are both working the 8 hours. Then you have women on the construction site and they're supposed to get equal pay like men, right? Number one, remember, the ladies are our mother, and the ladies, some of the greatest leaders, right? Now, women nurtured them into the world, so we have to respect our ladies. We have to put our ladies the front and center of our life because the mothers are who nurtured the children to perfection. So why don't we want to give or treat our ladies with equal respect, and even should be more respect and should be more respected as far as I'm concerned, right? Where women are concerned. Free education. Oh my goodness, this is so powerful. When we talk about free education, the abolition of tuition fees in secondary schools. This now opened the access for higher learning. And what we have seen the Jamaica Labour Party had done, making several attempts in damaging our education system. And as I said, for nation building, under no circumstances, I would ever consider, right, said I am going to put the egg beside the bed. Are you crazy? You know, I am not bashing people who want, those people must know why they're voting for the Jamaica Labour Party. But me who know the rich history of the People's National Party, how People's National Party has built this country, how the People's National Party love the Jamaican people. Oh my God. Under no circumstances I would have done anything like that. Establish of the Jamaican movement of adult literacy. Jamal, when I tell you that the People's National Party fear for the Jamaican people because they consider that, look, you have a lot of adults who, you know, exit the school system. Some didn't even venture into the school system any at all. You know, coming out of, you know, the colonialism, didn't even venture into the education system. Plenty of them. And this government, the People's National Party government, consider the fact that, you know, we need to at least put back these adults, give them an opportunity, right, where they can, of course, achieve some knowledge and help their children, right, with their schoolwork and so forth and so forth and so forth, right? And that is how Jamal came in, right, under the Michael Manley government. Now, when we talk about Andrew Holness, right, being in government for 9 years, when you think of it, people, you know, this is very serious. And Andrew Holness cannot show one school being built under his administration. For me, as a prime minister, if I were a prime minister, that is a legacy that I would want to carry. So what is, I'm asking myself the question, to be honest. What sort of legacy that Andrew Holness is carrying? Because really and truly, the only legacy that I'm seeing that Andrew Holness is carrying is the corruption legacy, to be honest. And I'm not being, you know, I'm trying to be bombastic, but I am speaking the truth. Andrew Holness is going to go down in history as one of the worst prime ministers. The prime minister that joined Ponzi scheme. That's nasty, right? Not one of our prime minister has done that. And so then, you know, these are things that we need to consider, these factors. The GC Foster College of Physical Education was built to train sports professionals. Creation of the Cultural Training, right, Center, right? Now, Elim Agricultural School started, now renamed the Sydney Pagan Agricultural School. Access to education was significantly expanded by increasing the number of institutions as follows. And look at here now. This is Michael Manley, built 93 infant schools. Andrew Holness has not built one. Built 67 primary schools. Andrew Holness has not built one. Built 44 new secondary schools. Andrew Holness has not built one. 4 community college. Andrew Holness has not built one. Now, the establishment of the National Housing Trust, and you see how Andrew Holness is making a mockery of the National Housing Trust. Every single year, Andrew Holness, right, dip in the National Housing Trust. Can you expand this so that the people can also see while I am reading it, right? Because, okay, yes, all right. And let me get back to the live to see if the document share and that they are following.
It's shared.
Oh, okay.
It's expanded.
All right. So let us get back into it. Expand it. And we'll read some of that. We could cruise in before we get into the debate. Right. So we are at 38. The establishment of the National Housing Trust, as I said, that Andrew Holness now is abusing that. He's making a mockery of that. Imagine every single year, Andrew Holness is taking $11 billion from the NHT. So I know that when the People's National Party goes into power, right, that is going to be redirected for its true purpose, right? And so that the NHT now will be strong again in terms of, you know, able to build low-income homes, right, for people who truly deserve it. When you consider, my Jamaican people, how many contributors had been contributing over the umpteen of years, and as not being rewarded of a home? No, it's bad. It's really bad. And so then we have to get into that, right? For persons who are contributing for years and years and years and years and not able to get an NHT home, right? Because Andrew Owen has now merged it, right, with private sector. And, you know, you have to now engage with an NHT loan coupled, right, with a bank loan to be able to, right, even consider, right, to process, right, the type of homes Andrew Owners is built out of, you understand, the access of, you know, the persons who were drafted for NHT homes, right, to be contributed to for low income earner. Let us keep the National Housing Trust mandate. It was for low income earner. No, it is not for low income earner. No, sir. It is for the rich, and they have the rich and the people who have it. Now, the establishment of the sites and services housing project to accelerate the construction of low income housing. And that is what we are talking about, right? It's supposed to be service, right? As it relates to low income housing, right? For the purpose of those persons who are contributing, for the contributors, right? Now, significantly expanding the land reform program to provide increased access to land and boost agricultural production. The Rural Electrification Program, REP, was created with the wiring of some 30,000 homes, benefiting 270,000 Jamaicans. The Special Employment Program was created to provide employment, right? 11,500 jobs, right? Created from that for the large pool of unskilled workers, right? So there were programs that established to upskill our labor force, right? An additional 7,000 jobs were created under the Youth Employment Program. Now look on that, people. I am telling you, the Employee Share Ownership Program, you know, and so, you know, it goes back to me now saying this. When you decided to vote for a political party, what are the reasons behind your vote? Many of them, if you ask them, why do you vote? They are telling you because my boy come say, my mother and father vote, and you understand, and they are just, you know, PNP or GLP because of my mother and father, right, who voted. That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense. In terms of your time, what do you observe as it relates to the performance of the government? What do you observe? What are the progress that the particular government, right, made that you can see and you say to yourself, all right, they do this, they do that, they build schools, right? They assist with subsidizing education and so forth, and all the goodies that would deal with upward mobility, right? Good social programs that would strengthen community, right? Those are the things that we need to vote for, as opposed to, you understand, you're in one community, and because the community green, you're green too, and you don't know why you're green. You're just green because the community green, or you're green because mama and papa are green, or you're green because grandma and, you know, generation and very blah blah blah. You don't know individually why you green or orange. You should know individually why, right? Why are you green or orange? Right? Why are you JLP? Why are you PNP? I tell people the reason why I am PNP, why I am Manley Heights, right? Because I support the philosophy of democratic socialism, right? Believe in the mandate that opportunity must shared equally throughout the length and breadth of Jamaica. Equal rights and justice must stand to resolute. We can't just live in the bubbles as it relates to crony capitalism, that young love the pyramid. The people at the top benefit, the few in the bubbles, right? We don't believe in pyramid scheme around here. And that's why the Prime Minister involved in so many pyramid schemes. Now, so the opportunity were created for small and medium sized business to expand through programs such as the Micro Investment Development Agency, MIDA. The Rent Restriction Act was passed, reducing the power of landlords to arbitrarily raise rent for tenants. So landlord couldn't just, okay, all right, me decide, say, all right, more and $2 more $100 on the money next month, and just raise people rent opposite just like that. No, right? There was a restriction act that put in place. So you can see how People's National Party passing laws, right, to protect the Jamaican people, right, and build, right, the social rich background of the Jamaican people, and by so doing, strengthen community, and in extension, strengthen the economy. The establishment of the National Commercial Bank, formerly Barclays Bank, Airport Authority of Jamaica created, right? The establishment of the Port Authority of Jamaica, the establishment of the Bauxite and Alumina Trading Company of Jamaica, BATCO, to ensure that Jamaica got maximum gains from the bauxite mining and sale. So you see, the father had done it, and now the son had done it. But look at this, people. I heard this gentleman went on nationwide and asking if PNP have anything like what the Jamaica Labour Party has with their flyers of lies, right? And this is why it goes to show you the lack of research. My people, goes to show you that many of them, right, who just jumping on the bandwagon of Jamaica Labour Party, right, doesn't know quarter of what PNP had done as it relates to building community, building, strengthening social programs, and strengthen the economy that benefit them. But you know, I mean, we talk about self-inflicted wound. And when I look on every single person that vote for Jamaica Labour Party, I honestly see it as a self-inflicted wound. For the persons who are rich and educated and join the Jamaica Labour Party, they know why they join the Jamaica Labour Party, because they are simply eating out of the trough. And they are protecting the status quo of criminality. And so they are on the lane of the get rich quick lane. So we understand. We understand with them. But we, People's National Party, right, the comrades, right, the Manleyites, we build Jamaica from its foundation, from foot up to the head. All right? The establishment of the Jamaica Bauxite Institute. The bauxite levy was introduced to finance national development. You know, hear why the bauxite levy was introduced? To facilitate, right, national development. Because Michael Manley, right, have that as being very important to develop the social stratus of Jamaica and, in extension, the Caribbean and Black people on a whole. The creation of the Office of Disaster Preparedness, now the Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management. The other day when the storm come, I say, Andrew, let's take over this. I want to micromanage this. You understand? I don't know how the MP them survive under Andrew Honest as it relates to not allowing them to function independently. You understand? They are micromanaged by Andrew Honest. Andrew Honest just have 19 agencies. And it's so toxic. As it relates to his leadership. Huh?
No, leadership is revolution.
Right? The dictatorship, when my wife said it's governorlessness. You understand? And rightly so, the governorlessness. You understand? The greed, the man of 19 agency and them officer micromanaging every single person. The ministries, the respective ministers can't even, survive as it relates to their leadership skills. And to want to just, oh my Lord, Jesus, please, oh Father God, except the much in the case come now. Want to see the butt of him like yes to hear, man. The creation of the Integrity Commission in 1973. Only see when the Integrity Commission created under Michael Manley. under Michael Manley. See there? The creation of the Integrity Commission in 1973. The establishment of the Kingston Export Free Zone. The establishment of the Petroleum Corporation of Jamaica. The establishment of the Jamaica Merchant Marine Limited. The Bureau of Women's Affairs was created to address issues critical to women. Now we see one of the Jamaica Labour Party member of Parliament grab a stool and him never put it on the woman. Right? And then, I don't know, well, they're married now. After the beating, the woman married him. So, I mean, yeah, it seems like the woman loved the beating more. So, let me come out of the person. No business with them. The Women's Center Foundation of Jamaica established to help teenage mothers. Awesome. Now let us go up here. The Jamaica Maritime Institute was established. Over 100 community enterprise organizations were created to mobilize entrepreneurship at the community level. The National Youth Service was formed to create a cadre of patriotic young Jamaicans for national development. That not started. You're monitoring that?
Yes.
Okay, so as soon as it starts, we jump off. More than 1,000 community health aides were recruited and deployed across Jamaica. Many community health centers were built to facilitate primary health care delivery. Maternity centers built to provide prenatal care to expectant and lactating mothers at Spanish Town, St. Catherine, Lucy Anova, Black River, St. Elizabeth, Portmore and St. Thomas, Pier Prospect, Portland, Dias Anova, Chester Castle Anova, expansion of Victoria Jubilee as well. So when we talk about social program, we don't want to see some local foolishness where Andrew Walnuts run out flyers of flies. When we talk about social programs, we want to see something like this that carries substance. We want to see something that's full of substance, Andrew Walnuts. Right? You just write a few little things in the flyers and run out with it. No, we don't pressure ourselves. When we talk about social programs, we mean serious social programs. We don't mean no PR. Intensive care units built at Kingston Public Hospital. You ready to start?
Yeah.
Okay, let me just close. All right, people.
We're going to start broadcasting the debate. They're going to start. I'm just going to switch from here. Welcome, everyone. Thank you guys for tuning in.
To know how election campaigns are funded.
All gifts, sponsorships, and monies donated to a political party or candidate must be disclosed. Contributors may give a maximum of $1.5 million per candidate and up to $31.5 million to a registered political party. Contributors of $250,000 and more must declare contributions, and any government contracts valued $500,000 or more, which are held or gained up to 2 years prior or after a contribution. Candidates, political parties, and contributors who fail to disclose are guilty of an offense and liable to charges and/or a term of imprisonment.
A message from the Electoral Commission of Jamaica.
PBCJ's Studio National is an excellent soundstage with a reputation for producing superior acoustics. Equipped with blue and green screens, it facilitates digital insertion of visual effects and exciting backgrounds in post-production. Studio National is the largest drive-in studio in the English-speaking Caribbean. Yes, you can actually drive a vehicle right onto the studio floor. With over 4,000 square feet of floor space, the studio can easily be transformed. It has hosted a wide variety of live and recorded productions, including Digital Rising Stars, Schools Challenge Quiz, gospel concerts, the TEF Tourism Debate Competition, and election night coverage. During the COVID-19 pandemic, it was a location for Reggae Sumfest and has hosted several reggae concerts, has hosted workshops, launches, town hall meetings, and over the years has been home to several TV dramas, including Oliver at Large and Lime Tree Lane. In addition to the rental of the studio, we can furnish a full crew to shoot and edit your production. So for your next major live or recorded event, or as a location to shoot films, programs, and commercials, PBCJ Studio National is your best option. For smaller productions, you can book our more compact studio, Studio B. For bookings, call 876-665-7225 or email prod_pbcj@pbcjamaica.org.
Did you know that you can vote without the new voter ID card? Once you're registered to vote, that is, your name is on the voters list, you can vote in the upcoming election. If you don't have your voter ID card, visit your polling station on election day and our trained election day workers will assist you. That was a message from the Electoral Office of Jamaica.
The law protects the secrecy of your ballot. On election day, you must make your ballot at a voting booth. Follow instructions and fold your ballot so that your mark isn't exposed. Be careful. If you expose your mark, your ballot will be declared spoiled. No one should ask you to expose your mark. This is a criminal offense. Your ballot can't be traced back to you once the counterfoil has been removed. Don't break the law, and don't let anyone influence you to do so. Remember, your vote is secret.
Hey Jamaica, are you ready to make a change? It's time to get involved and vote in the general elections. Your vote is your power.
Welcome to the General Elections Debates, brought to you by the Jamaica Debates Commission in association with Scotiabank for Every Future, Kendall, The Taste of Quality, Flow, NCB, Arc Manufacturing, Water, JN Group, Lasco Foundation, Pan Jamaica Group, Miss Birdie, H&L Homes, and VM Group. Tonight, we focus on social issues. Our moderator, Janella Pursues.
Welcome to the first of 3 political debates organized by the Jamaica Debates Commission and staged before a live studio audience. The debates are intended to assist in identifying, clarifying, and understanding the issues being presented in this general election campaign. This evening's debate focuses on social issues and is a team debate. Members of the panel of questioners are Natalie Campbell, IRI FM, Romardo Lyons, TVJ, and taking and presenting questions from the public is our social media editor, Amoy Harriet, CVM TV. I am your moderator, Janella Precious. As is customary, the audience is prohibited from applauding the debaters except for now, after we've announced each team. For Team JLP, Matthew Samuda. You can clap. For Team PNP, Raymond Price. Up next is the JLP's Kamina Johnson-Smith. Also joining Team PNP is Sophia Fraser-Binns. And for the JLP, Pernell Charles Jr. And for Team PNP, Damian Crawford. The guidelines for tonight's debates have been previously agreed and are posted on the Debate Commission's website at www.jamaicadebatescommission.com. The guidelines include questions being no longer than 30 seconds and each team being allowed 90 seconds to respond to each question, and rebuttals are limited to 45 seconds. The questions posed in tonight's debate will come from two sources. The first, you, the public. You can send us your questions via direct message on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok to Jamaica Debates. These will be checked, selected, and asked by our social media editor. The second source of questions is from our panel of journalists. Unfortunately, due to circumstances beyond our control, there will be no interpretation for the deaf and hearing impaired. Now, based on a previous coin toss, the first question tonight comes from Natalie Campbell, and it will be directed to Team PNP.
Good evening. The People's National Party has been highly critical of several Jamaica Labour Party programs, including the rural school bus system. You say you have better options. Which programs have you earmarked for immediate discontinuation, and what timeline are you proposing of replacement programs to ensure continuity of service to Jamaicans?
Good afternoon, good evening, and thank you for that question. Productivity means that there is a balance between effectiveness and efficiency. Effectiveness means doing the right thing, and efficiency means doing the thing right. Indeed, the separation of students from adults and the organized contribution of carrying them to school is a wonderful concept. However, how the JLP intended to execute, I believe, is highly inefficient. First of all, the cost of buses for 300 million based on the information we have received, and then 800 million for the refurbishing of those buses would indicate an inefficient use of resources. Additionally, we have seen where new buses, Toyota buses, coaster buses that could have been used would have been a more appropriate purchase, and that would have been within the same cost. Additionally, the ineffectiveness of these bus system would suggest that very few children would be able to be moved. We have over 440,000 children to be moved, and at this point, those buses will be best capable to move between 4,000 and 8,000 on each day, indicating that the vast majority of children will still not benefit from that program. And so one thing that we'll immediately discontinue is one that doesn't incorporate the principals, the guidance counselors, and be more targeted in ensuring that those who are finding it most difficult to get to school are able to get to school, in particular deep rural children.
Thank you so much. Team JLP or rebuttal?
Thank you. The Jamaica Labour Party is doing what the PNP has not and cannot do. We want to keep our children safer. And we are using the savings, $1 billion savings from the JUTC, where we have cut theft of diesel and shifted to CNG, to buy 110 new buses at $1.4 billion for our children. The parents will save $180,000 per year annually per child, and the children will be safer, greater attendance, they'll be safer at school, cameras, wardens. Why not? It's best for the country.
Thank you very much. Romardo has the next question, and it will go to Team JLP.
Good evening. Despite the 2025 changes to NHD loan limits and the modifications to more minimum wage earners can qualify for grants, many youngsters have lost hope of one day owning a home. What will you do to ensure that in multiple offer situations for properties, youngsters aren't outbid by older Jamaicans with much more to offer?
Firstly, thank you for that question. The Jamaica Labour Party has ensured that we focus on our youth. On a general way, we have increased minimum wage, we have increased support for youth, we have specialized in terms of ensuring that our youth are particularly aligned in terms of delivering houses. There's a special allocation under the NHT, and while we increase loan limits and increase the income bands, we've ensured that there's greater access to housing for our youth and for all Jamaicans. Let's be clear. How we have managed the economy is exactly why we now have enough money to increase housing solutions to 34,000 houses and 60,000 more to come. Even the youth who you may define as within poverty lines are being taken care of through the social housing program, which we provided more than 300 and much more to come. For the Jamaica Labour Party administration, housing solutions, housing developments, and the total national development is based on the fact that we have not only been able to save more, but our focus is on increasing economic development completely as a country that has suffered wage freezes, suffered heavy taxes. For 8 years, we've had no new taxes. All of these things have impacted our youth positively. So the youth have more money in their pockets as we also increase the tax threshold. So the youth who are at the entry level are able to present more to the NHT.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Team PNP, your rebuttal.
It's hard to rebut someone who seems not to know what he was saying. So I'll go to the substantive response. The People's National Party manifesto makes it very clear. We have several programs that will make it easier for the average Jamaican, young people in particular, to own their own home. One of which is waiving the requirements for them to be able to pay the closing costs to the amount of $500,000 per person. We will also allow them through the rent-to-own program for those who do not have a payslip or work as barbers or tattoo artists to use their rent in a house built by the NHD. That rent will be converted to a mortgage, and their credit rating will be based on their propensity to continue paying.
Thank you so much. I think we can take a question from the social media. Amoy?
Thanks, Janella. Well, this social media question comes from the Jamaica Environment Trust, JED. They're asking, industrial pollution incidents like the repeated Rio Cobra fish kills continue without meaningful consequences for polluters. What measures will your government put in place to guarantee stronger deterrence?
No secret that as a country we have not been protecting the environment as we should. The People's National Party is committed to protecting the environment. We will ensure that the body that is charged with the protection of the environment does its work. And so we will have a second look at NEPA. We will make NEPA independent, and we will also create an independent tribunal for NEPA. Apart from that, the environment impact assessment is something that we must look at. The People's National Party is committed to ensuring that the requirement for environment impact assessment is legislated. For us in the People's National Party, we can't talk about the economic development. We cannot talk about community development unless there is the protection of the environment. And we are committed to doing that. We will do this by ensuring that communities are part of the decision-making process when it comes on to environmental issues. And that is why we are committed to signing the ESCAZU agreement, which will ensure that there's access to information so people know about development or pollution in their area, that the community has an opportunity to speak and share their views, and certainly that there will be access to justice when environmental rights are breached. That is our commitment from the People's National Party, because time comes to protect the environment.
Thank you so much. Team JLP, your rebuttal.
The People's National Party has never been serious about environmental protection. In their last time at the wicket, they proposed a coal plant to generate electricity in St. Elizabeth. They proposed the development of the logistics hub in the Goat Islands, including saying only 2 Little Lizard was over there by the former minister in charge. But beyond that, they have a leader who could not bring himself to vote for the plastic ban when the matter came to the Senate. They have never demonstrated environmental leadership. This government has. It is why at the last time there was a serious industrial incident in the Rio Cobra, this government drew down on a $117 million bond, the single largest consequence for environmental breach in the country's history. It is why this government also passed recent amendments to the NRCA Act that allowed body corporates to be charged upwards of $10 million at a judge's discretion. This government is serious about the environment. We have demonstrated so internationally, and it is why we will continue to lead with new elements of the plastic ban, with amendments to WLPA, with accession to the SPA protocol, and it is why we are recognized as an environmental leader globally.
So we're just getting started. It's now time for a short break, but there will be more when we return.
The general elections debates are presented by the Jamaica Debates Commission. Watch, listen, decide, vote.
Tomorrow's success will depend on the decisions we make today. At the Scotia Jamaica Foundation, supporting the well-being of our nation is more than a choice. It's a heartfelt promise to the communities we serve. By empowering individuals and organizations, we are revitalizing communities and creating a more sustainable world for every future.
When you're on the food chain and make the rice well, just give me me candle. Anytime of the day, night as well, just give me me candle. Everybody can tell this good great smell, just give me candle. Number one in flavor, no parallel, half both quality, you know we excel. Well, it's all K-E-N-D-E-L. Give me candle.
Another quality product from the CariMed Group.
Just give me candle.
At Flow, we understand your rhythm. That's why we're dedicated to building a network as resilient as you. With a team of familiar faces working every day to keep you on beat. You're at the heart of everything we do. And our commitment is to keep your rhythm flowing, no matter what.
We love our country. Like you, we take pride in building Jamaica. The resilience of our people is cemented in our products, built to last for generations. Laying the foundation for thriving communities, we're committed to excellence and quality. Quality products, quality relationships. We're all proud Jamaicans, working hard, doing good, building a sustainable future for all. That same unbeatable spirit runs through us. We are ARC Manufacturing, made of Jamaica.
This is your reminder on how to mark your ballot, easy and confidential. When you receive your ballot, take a moment to read it carefully. Mark your ballot clearly with an X beside the symbol of the candidate of your choice. Use only the pencil provided. Make sure it is visible. Once you're done, fold the ballot as instructed and return it to the presiding officer. Your vote is your voice. Make your mark, make it count.
If you want $10,000 to spend this summer, what would you spend it on? Something nice? Something unforgettable?
So theme park or all inclusive?
Ask the experts.
If I win, you're not gonna see me in the same outfit twice.
Mommy, I got it covered. Tuition, everything, masters, here I come.
Invest in your future and celebrate while you're at it. Promotion ends September 14th. Conditions apply.
Team, we need to pass the ball quicker. Much quicker. And you need to make sure too. I'm the coach. And I'm the assistant coach. No. Your job is to bring the water and keep us hydrated. Matter of fact, where is the water? I've got it, coach.
The general elections debates are presented by the Jamaica Debates Commission in association with Scotiabank for every future, Kendall, the taste of quality, Flow, NCB, ARC Manufacturing, Water, JN Group, Alaska Foundation, Pan Jamaica Group, Miss Birdie, H&L Homes, and VM Group. Watch, listen, decide, vote.
And welcome back to the social issues debate presented by the Jamaica Debates Commission. We invite you, the public, to send us your questions via direct message on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok to Jamaica Debates. Now we invite Romardo Lyons to begin this segment with a question for Team PNP.
Last year, just a little over 1,000 councillors were employed within the public school system. In some cases, one councillor served up to 3 schools. That's one individual to thousands of students. Your 2025 manifesto promises a Jamaican education system that is globally competitive. How do you plan to fix the student-councillor ratio?
Thank you very much for the question. Indeed, it is our intention to ensure that we have an improved education system. The current reality is that it is moving in the wrong direction. In 2015, literacy in Jamaica was 84%. Currently, it's 65%. Indeed, in 2015, 5 subjects, including math and English, was 28%. Currently, it is 19%. In fact, to use mathematics, which the government has recently celebrated, after last year, the minister indicated that it was a critical problem. This year, with much hoopla and celebration, only 9 dege more children passed mathematics. And they said it was a great occurrence. The People's National Party will accept and acknowledge where we are, because in 2015, 14,000 Jamaican children passed mathematics, and in 2025, only 7,826 Jamaican children passed mathematics. This is a part of the malaise that is happening within the education system. What we will do in particular as it relates to guidance counseling is to incorporate and hire more guidance counselors, but also to form the Department of Socialization to utilize not only the guidance counselors, the deans of disciplines, and also the persons who are most familiar with the children, which should be the form teachers. That will expand the number of adults to children ratio and have the guidance counselor be informed by those who are most related to the students.
Team JLP, your rebuttal.
The Jamaica Labour Party believes in our children, and it believes in their social well-being, their mental health, and their support to ensure that they will be their best selves and then become the best productive citizens of Jamaica. We certainly recognize that education is not where it needs to be, and that's why we commissioned the Education Transformation Commission, led by Orlando Patterson. We have set up a plan. We have 30% in. We know what's not measured does not get done. The PNP talks about transformation, but they have never transformed anything in this country. We will ensure under a trend program with more involved parents, more empowered teachers, more involved students.
Thank you so much, Ms.
That our
Nina
students
Johnson-Smith.
succeed.
Thank you so much. Our next question comes from Natalie, and it is for Team JLP.
As Jamaica seeks to harness the economic potential of large-scale entertainment events, what is your strategy to ensure that these opportunities are balanced with the fundamental rights of motorists and residents to freely move without undue disruption to their lives?
It's no secret that urban planning was lacking for the last 50 years. It's no secret that the heartbeat of Jamaica has been its cultural and entertainment industries. It's no secret that under the leadership of Olivia Babsy Grange, Jamaica has grown from strength to strength in harnessing the power of these awesome industries. In the next term of government, the JLP will ensure that all urban planning for our town centers contemplates and plans for entertainment zones. We have also moved rapidly to ensure we have reserved space for 24-hour event zones. But that is but one part of the parcel. The next component also has to be how you encourage the human capital. But encouraging the human capital has to create the structures that allows young people to see a total future in it. It is why we're proud of the pension scheme that has been introduced for our entertainers, because our young people now know that there's indeed a future. But beyond that, we have structured our tax regimes in a manner that will encourage significant investment in the entertainment sector. We have created a space where those who wish to invest in movies, those who wish to invest in sound, will indeed come to Jamaica. We're not going to throw new funds that we know will indeed trigger new taxes. because that indeed has been the hallmark of the PNP, new taxes.
Thank you so much, Team JLP. Team PNP, your rebuttal.
Yes, it is no doubt that the orange economy is called orange for a reason. The People's National Party has been central to the development of entertainment in this country. Indeed, the tools of trade was introduced by the People's National Party for the extension of benefits to the entertainment industry so that they too could act as if the manufacturing, farming, and other industries in the importation of their inputs. In addition, it seems that the taxes are not the only things that are being stolen by the Jamaica Labour Party, because the idea for the entertainment zone originated with the People's National Party. What is crazy is that the Jamaica Labour Party believes that the solution is in one single venue, and one single venue cannot solve a problem that exists throughout the entire country. We will ensure appropriate zones and community zones.
Thank you so much, Mr. Crawford. And now, before we go to our social media, Natalie has indicated that she would like to use her first of 2 follow-up questions so that our viewers understand the process. Both questioners have the ability, or they can ask 2 follow-up questions, and both teams have 45 seconds within which to answer the question. Natalie, go ahead.
So I wanted to hear more about the balancing of how do you protect the motorists and the residents who have undue delays and been stuck in traffic for hours in the interim until those zones are designated up and running?
Well, obviously the zones are indeed the long-term strategy, but in the interim, we'll bring all stakeholders together, being the Jamaica Constabulary Force, the municipalities, and the promoters themselves, to ensure that there's adequate parking. We would have instituted many park and ride events for national events, which would have seen significant reductions in traffic. But just to note, the idea for the entertainment zone did not originate with the PNP. It actually originated with Edward Philip George Seaga. And it is this party that has had the strongest relationship with the cultural industries and has put its money by way of investment into these industries. But to be clear, the infrastructure that is required is being invested in by this administration in multiple venues.
Thank you so much, Mr. Samuda. Thank you so much. Team PNP, your 45-second rebuttal.
This sounds like the same claim that Edward Seaga also was the originator for the idea of Portmore. That too was a lie. However, what we have recognized is that we can separate the people from the events by partnering with agro-parks to have a section within agro-parks reserved for what we call party town, multi-zones, multi-venue zones that persons can gravitate to and know where entertainment activities are. What we have also recognized is the bias within the Jamaica Labour Party of how entertainment is treated, because large events such as Sumfest has never obeyed the Noise Abatement Act, but all the round robins must obey the Noise Abatement Act. We will ensure equity by allowing for a appropriate approval for extensions that persons can apply for, regardless if you're large or small.
Thank you so much, Mr. Crawford. We now go to social media. Amoy has a question and she will direct it to the respective team.
All right, so to revisit the topic of education, Alpha Media on Instagram is asking, COVID-19 exposed deep gaps in digital access. What are your concrete plans to ensure every Jamaican student has access to reliable internet and digital devices?
And that question goes to Team PNP.
Thank you very much. It is important at this point that we expose what some of the ridiculous approaches have been from the Jamaica Labour Party. They indicate that they have been doing extensive investments in schools. However, with the schools in need of approximately 1,000 students, needing up to 210 megabytes, the highest capacity of those providers is 35 megabytes. Some of those contracts that have been given are incapable to reach even 15 megabytes so that they can officially and can appropriately be utilized. Indeed, having invested over $2 billion in ebooks, the newspaper reported that many teachers indicated that the inability to access them in their classes made the ebooks ineffective and inefficient. What the People's National Party will do, first of all, is to build out the last mile of fiber so that more persons in the rural spaces can access. Additionally, we understand the pairing of energy with the internet, and by extension, we will also build out the last mile for electricity access using solar implementation. We will use as a school multiplier, force multiplier, teacher multiplier, impact multiplier, the technology through AI, in particular for helping teachers with marking, helping teachers with the lesson planning, and also helping students to access information in appropriate and effective way. So the People's National Party will embrace technology in our schools and expand the reach so that our students can benefit.
Thank you so much, Mr. Crawford. Team JLP, your 45-second rebuttal. Your 1 minute 30 rebuttal.
The PNP talks a good talk about technology in schools, but it is the Jamaica Labour Party, through its National Broadband Initiative, that has ensured that more than 700 schools are connected with broadband. And we've made sure that not only are our children at school connected, but we have rolled out more than 380 free public Wi-Fi hotspots that make sure that when children leave school, they're still able to be connected as our teachers. We've handed out more than 200,000 tablets. We've trained our teachers and given them vouchers for tablets and laptops in particular. We're providing digital equipment for classrooms. We're ensuring we've completed an audit of all our labs to ensure that they're provided for with the best technology in rural and urban. So from St. Thomas to Hanover, all our children must have access to the best technology, and location should not determine your education. The Jamaica Labour Party is uplifting education in every corner of Jamaica, and we're continuing to do what the PNP likes to talk about. We are also ensuring that we will provide, I must speak to the matter of the creative villages, that we will be providing 100 of them in our next administration, should the public trust us. We will also be training through our Creative and Cultural Institute, and we will be also providing for creative special economic zones that will create the next generation of jobs.
Thank you so much, Ms. Johnson-Smith. Our next question, it comes from Romardo, and it goes to Team PNP.
In 2022, the Jamaica Observer exposed the harsh exploitative conditions under which many call center workers work. If elected, what will you do to fix these issues that contradict labor laws in the BPO sector?
You know, the start of that question is an acknowledgement that the provision of modern access to technology, including the internet, including broadband, including fiber optics, began with the liberalization of the telecommunications sector when Philip Powell was a minister with responsibility. My opponents opposite seem to be having an issue putting the correct time frame to the responses. In other words, a seeming disconnect with reality. With respect to the BPO sector, one of the most recent industries facilitated by the technological advancement, there are serious concerns with respect to conditions of work, pay, time off, even sick leave, things that the Jamaican workplace has considered for many years to be a right. These BPO operators, the contractors, are not necessarily from the Jamaican space. So more integration has to be done so that they understand what our labor laws are and what the members of the Jamaican workforce have come to expect, including things such as maternity leave with pay and equal work for women. In the PNP administration led by Mark Golding, we will begin that education process, that integration process, and allow our partners in the BPO to understand the nuances.
Mr. Price. Thank you so much, Mr. Price. Team JLP, your 45-second rebuttal.
Thank you. The BPO sector, like the tourism sector, is offering a significant opportunity for many of our entry-level youngsters to have good jobs that will allow them to be able to get not just revenue, but work experience. And it's important to know that the government not only sees the expansion in the BPO sector, but through the inspectorate at the Ministry of Labor, we ensure to speak to employers and employees and to monitor to make sure that where there are any abuses, we take the necessary steps immediately, whether it is to carry them to court or whether it is to bring to constructive social dialogue.
Thank you very much, Mr. Charles Jr. We're moving on. Natalie has the next question, and it is to Team JLP.
Jamaicans seeking care at public hospitals continue to face long lines, shortage of medical staff, overcrowding with the difficulty getting a bed if admitted, and long waits for clinic appointments. What is it going to require to improve patient care at public hospitals and other healthcare facilities?
Let me say this. The government takes it very seriously in terms of improving the health infrastructure. We have upgraded 138 of our health centers. We have rebuilt and restructured key hospitals and are starting to construct the regional children and adolescent hospital. And most importantly, in addition to the health infrastructure development, we are and have created 3,000 positions for medical professionals with 1,000 community aids and 600 scholarships, which means not only better infrastructure for health, but better staffing of professionals who will be able to provide better service to the patients in Jamaica. We take this very seriously, and that is why under this government, we have seen where not only the 138 health centers and the key hospitals, but the expansion of NHF, the expansion of the hours and services, all of these providing a comprehensive delivery of service for the people of Jamaica.
It's important to remember that the Jamaica Labour Party inherited a health sector in absolute crisis, where their own opposition spokesperson said that surgeons had to be wearing garbage bags to operate.
Thank you so much, Ms. Kamina Johnson-Smith. PNP, your 45-second rebuttal.
If there's any evidence of the Jamaica Labour Party's failure, it is evident in the health system. Indeed, Cornwall Regional is an excellent example, having moved from $2 billion all the way to $22 billion and still not complete. Mammograms in our public sector is only 2 mammograms in our public sector. And the #1 hospitals in Jamaica, also including our children's hospital, does not have an MRI or a CT scan available. Indeed, the number of children that has died neonatals has gone up to 246 over the last 2 years.
The better proof of it is the absence of the Minister of Health at a social issues debate where he should have answered to his appalling track record. He's now been there over the economic debate.
Thank you so much, Mr. Price. We take a question now from our social media editor, Amoy.
Thanks, Janella. Well, this question comes from Anita's Funeral Home. They're asking, funeral homes contribute significantly to Jamaica's economy, yet the industry remains largely under-regulated and under-supported. How do you plan to formalize the industry, ensure proper insurance options for families, and use the sector's contributions to expand opportunities such as national scholarships for Jamaicans?
Okay, just to explain to our viewers, both teams have equal times to respond to the social media questions. Team PNP, you go first.
The issue with the under-regulation of the funeral home sector first came to light during the advance of the COVID pandemic, when there was a lot of misinformation and a lack of information as to whether or not post-mortem there could be a transmission of the COVID virus. As a matter of fact, that process opened the potential, the possibility for any administration in office to have formalized and put in place structures and protocols that would have given ease to the professionals working in the industry and the family members of the deceased. What now needs to happen is for a recognition that this is a sector that is a critical part of the Jamaican social space, an adjunct, if you will, of public health. And the utter absence of any form of regulation, despite 9 years of unbroken representation by the Jamaica Labour Party as the head of government is yet another indication of people who claim to know what they're doing, but still at the end of a 9th year, going into a 10th year, are having difficulties with a manifesto to explain not only what they've done in the past, but what they intend to do in the future. When PNP is in office, we can guarantee to the public that those regulations will be in place.
Okay, Team JLP, your response?
The issue with the lack of regulation in the funeral home sector came to public attention in 2014 when the funeral homes with contracts with the government for paupers' burials were not being paid. That is when the issue came to mind, or rather came to public attention. The reality is the sector is indeed lacking sufficient regulation. However, we have moved forward to bring the Ministry of National Security and indeed the Ministry of Health to form a working group to address this very issue. And there are many elements to it. One such element is the fact that the industry was operating without a proper public autopsy suite. This government, under Horace Chang's leadership at the Ministry of National Security, built the first public autopsy suite at a cost of $700 million, clearing one element that creates a significant backlog in this area. But lest we forget, the PNP has no credibility in the management of the health sector. Under Fenton Ferguson, every single Jamaican watching this debate tonight suffered the effects of Chick V. We suffered the effects of his failure to deal with vector management. Lest we forget that the then leader of the JMDA, your current spokesperson of the ministry related to health, said it was the worst management he had seen. He said doctors were using garbage bags. So people died because of the PNP's failure, lest we forget.
Thank you so much, Mr. Samuda. It's now time for another break, but we will have more when we return.
The general elections debates are presented by the Jamaica Debates Commission. Watch, listen, decide, vote.
When you're on the food shell and make the rice well, just give me me candle. Anytime of the day, night as well, just give me me candle. Everybody can tell taste good, great smell, just give me me candle. Over vanilla flavor, no parallel, hard quality, you know we excel. Well, it's all KENDEL. Give me candle.
Another quality product from the CariMed Group.
Just give me candle.
Tomorrow's success will depend on the decisions we make today. At the Scotia Jamaica Foundation, supporting the well-being of our nation is more than a choice. It's a heartfelt promise to the communities we serve. By empowering individuals and organizations, we are revitalizing communities and creating a more sustainable world for every future.
At Flow, we understand your rhythm. That's why we're dedicated to building a network as resilient as you. With a team of familiar faces working every day to keep you on beat. You're at the heart of everything we do. And our commitment is to keep your rhythm flowing, no matter what.
We love our country. Like you, we take pride in building Jamaica. The resilience of our people is cemented in our products, built to last for generations. Laying the foundation for thriving communities, we're committed to excellence and quality. Quality products, quality relationships. We're all proud Jamaicans, working hard, doing good, building a sustainable future for all. That same unbeatable spirit runs through us. We are ARC Manufacturing, made of Jamaica.
If you want $10,000 to spend this summer, what would you spend it on? Something nice? Something unforgettable?
So theme park or all inclusive?
Ask the experts.
If I win, you're not gonna see me in the same outfit twice.
Mommy, I got it covered. Tuition, everything, masters, here I come.
Invest in your future and celebrate while you're at it. Promotion ends September 14. Conditions apply. Team, we need to pass the ball quicker. Much quicker. And you need to make sure. I'm the coach. And I'm the assistant coach. No. Your job is to bring the water and keep us hydrated. Matter of fact, where's the water? I've got it, coach.
The general elections debates are presented by the Jamaica Debates Commission in association with Scotiabank for Every Future, Kendall, The Taste of Quality, Flow, NCB, Arc Manufacturing, Water, JN Group, Alaska Foundation, Pan Jamaica Group, Miss Birdie, H&L Homes, and VM Group. Watch, listen, decide, vote.
Welcome back to the social issues debate presented by the Jamaica Debates Commission. We invite you, the public, to send us your questions via direct message on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok to Jamaica Debates. We now ask Natalie Campbell to start this segment with a question for Team PNP.
Good evening again. If elected, what are the top 3 policy or reforms your government would prioritize during its first few days or weeks in office?
The People's National Party, Damien, will ensure that every decision we make has the people at the center. To start that off, we will, take a look at the health center. The Jamaica Labour Party will have you believe that they're serious about health. Tell that to a mother who've lost her child at the hospital. Tell that to patients who go to the hospital and can't find water in our restrooms. And you're serious about hospitals? You must be joking. The People's National Party will, 1, prioritize our health service. The second thing that we will do is to ensure that education, that there's access to education for all our children. We will do this through the provision, Damien, of 1 meal per day for each child. But we'll also make sure that transportation, which is one of the major issues preventing our children from going to school, is dealt with. And when we're talking about transportation, we're not talking about some 10-hour bus. We're talking about transportation that is effective, reliable, and can transport our children in peace, where parents can feel comfortable.
Additionally, Sophia, we will immediately give the First in the Family scholarship to those persons that are in school currently at the university, as long as they're the first in the family. Also, we will ensure that ownership improves by making sure that squatting communities are reviewed under the POSHA program and open all the home ownership plans to our persons through rent to own.
Thank you so much. JLP, your 45-second rebuttal.
That convoluted response will require a supplementary estimate being tabled in the House of Representatives for a budgetary contemplation. The PNP does not have a structured set of policies ready for Jamaica, which is why they're not ready for government. The Jamaica Labour Party, in its next term, will continue to pursue peace, productivity, and indeed prosperity. Ultimately, the Jamaican people are happy with our suite of achievements. You see, we have cut poverty. We have cut unemployment. We have grown the economy. We have invested in infrastructure. And that is why the Jamaica Labour Party will indeed be returned to government.
Thank you, Mr. Samuda. Romardo has the next question, and it will be directed to Team JLP.
Roughly 10,000 students graduate annually from Jamaica's top 4 universities. Majority are young professionals. They were taught to go to school, get subjects, go to university, and then get a job. Many follow those instructions and end up repaying student loans for years, struggling to save money. With another term, what will you do to ensure in your first year that more educated youth can have a taste of prosperity?
The Jamaica Labour Party believes in our young people, and this is why we've already reduced interest rates at Student Loan Bureau. We've removed the requirement for guarantors, again, taking away the barriers. And in our next term, we'll not only institute the new policy wherein students can have access to a loan which covers not only tuition, but accommodation, books, laptops, and food, living expenses. More importantly, of course, as we touch on the issue of debt, we know that our young people sometimes get thrown a curveball by life. That's why the Jamaica Labour Party is not only going to expand the moratorium, which already exists, but we will institute the student loan debt reset. Under that policy, we will be waiving for all delinquent accounts 100% of penalties, 100% of interest, 100% of insurance charges, and 50% of interest arrears, ensuring a fresh start for those who just have had life take a wrong turn. For those who are in good standing, they'll be rewarded for their responsibility and, of course, encouraged to continue in their good efforts. And they will get a credit to their account of $100,000 per account in good standing. Those who, of course, are at the cusp of closing out their accounts, we will pay up to the amount required to close. This is us not talking, but acting.
Thank
as
you
always.
so much, Ms. Kamina Johnson-Smith, PNP, your 45-second rebuttal.
The People's National Party will ensure that our young people not just dream, but have a chance of being the best they can be. So what are we going to do? One, we're going to make sure that there is $1 billion available so that they can get $500,000 towards their deposit. Secondly, what we are going to do is to have what we call a forgiveness, a graduated forgiveness of students' loan. So for every year that you work in the public service, your students' loan payment will be discounted. And we understand that sometimes you leave university and you simply just can't get a job. The present system says you must still pay your students' loan. We are saying no, an end to that.
Thank you so much. We go to social media, who has a question which will be answered first by Team JLP and then Team PNP. A reminder that both teams have the same amount of time to respond to that question. Amoy?
Thanks, Janella. This question comes from Kimmy on Instagram. There's been criticism of the government's 300% wage increase and delayed salary increase to civil servants. If selected to form the next government, how do you plan on making civil servant salaries equally as attractive?
The Jamaica Labour Party has been responsible for the largest increase to public sector wages in the history of independent Jamaica. Do we want to be able to pay more? Absolutely. And we're committed to ensuring that we work with all stakeholders to ensure fiscal stability, to ensure the health of the economy, so all workers can be paid fairly without destabilizing the economy. We certainly are committed to engaging in fora, including the Partnership for Prosperity, as well as the negotiating mechanisms which are currently at play. We understand the concerns of cost of living, which concern each and every family, and we are committed to always doing our best within the affordability of our economy to do the best by our public servants.
No, so let's forget. When the salaries for parliamentarians were announced, the opposition spokesperson on finance got up and said he had no objection, only to cut off at the knees by the leader of the opposition the next day. It's not the first time the leader of opposition has cut off one of his spokespersons at the knees. He has cut off Senator Crawford at the knees when he proposed an additional 2 hours for schools and an additional tax to fund education. This is a common pattern with them. But the opposition will not roll back parliamentary salaries because they support it.
Thank
and
you
they
so
sat
much,
on the
Mr.
commission to
Samuda.
determine them.
Thank you so much, Mr. Samuda. Team PNP, your response.
I will answer Mr. Samuda on the platform, but today I'm focusing on the people. Let us look at what happened with our teachers. The government is currently ranked by the Prime Minister and the ministers as the highest in the Caribbean. Our teachers are ranked 6th or 7th in the Caribbean. Under the People's National Party, when we did our restructuring, the teachers were placed at 80% of market. Under the JLP, when they did their restructuring, the teachers are now propped at 50% of market. Additionally, the teachers were bamboozled into believing that their allowances would have been considered. But the JLP removed all the teachers' allowances and gave them a simple raise, in some cases of 12%, while they took 300%. What is evident from how it was handled is that the JLP is not a party of equity. They didn't treat all persons in the same. And as their former Minister of Finance suggested, that if it was to keep the best, they would have to raise their salaries. No wonder we're seeing so many teachers leaving our classroom because of the inefficient treatment from the Jamaica Labour Party. Teachers, nurses, and the public sector will know that they have a listening ear and a reasonable negotiator whenever we get into power. And one thing we can guarantee is that we don't believe they're worth zero, as the Jamaica Labour Party has suggested. 0% raise suggests that the teachers are worth nothing. The police are doing a wonderful job. The teachers are doing an excellent job. The nurses are doing a wonderful job. And we will ensure equity in treatment as we treat ourselves.
Thank you so much, Mr. Crawford. We're going to take another question from social media. Amoy?
This one is from Joel. Many Jamaicans are concerned about the limited access to beaches and the costs that apply to them. What measures will you put in place to ensure that Jamaicans have greater access to their beaches?
Team PNP, you get to respond to this question first.
Over the last 9 years, there have been countless situations, Miami Bay Beach, Bob Marley Beach, where Jamaicans have been denied the right of access to beaches. For us in the People's National Party, right access to beach is not an option, it is a right. And because of that, we will ensure that all Jamaicans have access to our beaches. We have done it before. In our last administration, we spent over $12 billion rehabilitating Winifred Beach, Prairie Beach. We've done it already, we're going to do it again. So what are we going to do now? We are going to ensure that the provisions in the Beach Access Act come to life. And where the amendment needs to be made, we're going to do that. What we're going to do as well is going to ensure that we work with all our tourism partners, all our private investors, so they understand that access to beach is a right for all Jamaicans. Thirdly, what we will do is to ensure that we rehabilitate beaches so that persons, when they come to beach, whether they're fishermen or they come for relaxation, that they can do it in dignity. Because for the People's National Party, access to our beaches is not just something you do. It is a matter of justice, and it is a right. And we commit that we will have access to beaches.
Thank you so much. Team JLP, your response.
The people of St. James know that all that was just said is a farce. When the People's National Party took away Cornwall Beach from the people of St. James, they did so without a care in the world. It is this administration that built the Harmony Beach Park over Dump Up Beach to give the people of St. James back beach access. It is this administration that will genuinely renovate the Prairie Beach in St. Ann. I'm not sure what was referred to as a renovation because that's a joke. It is this administration that will ensure that the Padgy Beach and indeed the Boston Bay Beach in Portland will be returned to the people of Jamaica. There isn't a Beach Access Act, as was mentioned, but there is the Beach Control Act. This administration will indeed, at the first sitting of the new parliament, table the beach access policy, which will guarantee windows to the sea being maintained, corridors to the sea being a facet of development approvals, as we have recently done through NEPA with hotel approvals in Trelawney and in the Grill, where there are corridors built by the hotels to facilitate access for citizens. You see, our policy is important, but beach access cannot just be words. It has to be investment in beaches like the Harmony Beach Park. It has to be corridors to the sea, as we have indeed insisted upon through our approval process, through NEPA, in Trelawney, in the Grill, and more to come.
Thank you so much, Mr. Samuda. Thank you so much. We will now take a short break and invite you to stay tuned.
The general elections debates are presented by the Jamaica Debates Commission. Watch, listen, decide, vote.
Tomorrow's success will depend on the decisions we make today. At the Scotia Jamaica Foundation, supporting the well-being of our nation is more than a choice. It's a heartfelt promise to the communities we serve. By empowering individuals and organizations, we are revitalizing communities and creating a more sustainable world for every future.
When you want the food shell and make the rice well, just give me me candle. Any time of the day, night as well, just give me me candle. Everybody can tell taste good, great smell, just give me candle. Number one in flavor, no parallel, half both quality, you know we excel. When it's down, K-E-N-D-E-L. Give me candle.
Another quality product from the Carimed Group.
Just give me candle.
At Flow, we understand your rhythm. That's why we're dedicated to building a network as resilient as you. With a team of familiar faces working every day to keep you on beat. You're at the heart of everything we do. And our commitment is to keep your rhythm flowing, no matter what.
We love our country. Like you, we take pride in building Jamaica. The resilience of our people is cemented in our products, built to last for generations. Laying the foundation for thriving communities, we're committed to excellence and quality. Quality products, quality relationships. We're all proud Jamaicans, working hard, doing good, building a sustainable future for all. That same unbeatable spirit runs through us. We are ARC Manufacturing, made of Jamaica.
The Jamaica Debates Commission presents the General Elections Debates in association with Scotiabank, Forever Future, Kendall, The Taste of Quality, Flow, NCB, ARC Manufacturing, Water, JN Group, Lasco Foundation, Pan Jamaica Group, Miss Birdie, H&L Homes, and VM Group. See the two major political parties debate national issues live August 26 and 28 at 9 p.m. It's a political must-see. Don't miss the General Elections Debates presented by the Jamaica Debates Commission. Watch, listen, decide, vote.
If you want $10,000 to spend this summer, what would you spend it on? Something nice? Something unforgettable?
So theme park or all inclusive?
Ask the experts.
If I win, you're not gonna see me in the same outfit twice.
Mommy, I got it covered. Tuition, everything, masters, here I come.
Invest in your future and celebrate while you're at it. Promotion ends September 14. Conditions apply.
Team, we need to pass the ball quicker. Much quicker. And you need to make sure. Too. I'm the coach. And I'm the assistant coach. No. Your job is to bring the water and keep us hydrated. Matter of fact, where is the water? I've got it, coach.
The General Elections Debates are presented by the Jamaica Debates Commission in association with Scotiabank, Forever Future, Kendall, The Taste of Quality, Flow, NCB, ARC Manufacturing, Water, JN Group, Lasco Foundation, Pan Jamaica Group, Miss Birdie, H&L Homes, and VM Group. Watch, listen, decide, vote.
Welcome back to the social issues debate presented by the Jamaica Debates Commission. We invite you, the public, to send us your questions via direct message on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok to Jamaica Debates. We invite Romardo Lyons to start this final segment with a question for Team GLP.
A digital Jamaica where technology is woven into the fabric of business and everyday activities. That's what you promised in your 2020 manifesto. But today, there are residents in Swamp Road, St. Thomas, putting phones in trees to make calls and to get reception. Why are so many Jamaicans in rural parishes still behind technologically?
That's an excellent question. Much progress has been made in respect of digital transformation. The National Broadband Initiative has connected over 700 government institutions across the country and has also been seeking to connect our police stations, our courthouses, our schools, and other institutions as a matter of priority as the base. We've also been seeking to encourage competition in the environment, in this sector, to ensure greater investment and greater rollout of fiber optics, of satellite technology, as well as Wi-Fi internet connections. The Jamaica Labour Party believes in technology facilitating business. It's why we ensure that now you can pay your taxes online, you can apply for your e-motor vehicle registration certificate, and in a new administration, we will do even more. We will ensure that there is the task force to ensure efficiency and innovation, not only in the public sector, but beyond. We will not only set up the task force, but we will allow a portal for private citizens to make suggestions with incentives and prizes to ensure that they feel a part of the process where they see that systems can be improved. The Jamaica Labour Party has already built efficiencies that have helped this economy to grow, that have helped with youth and regular unemployment, and we will do more.
Thank you so much, Team JLP, Team PNP, your 45-second rebuttal.
First, you keep mentioning about policies to make the economy grow, and after 9 years, you're still growing at under 1% per annum. The question mentioned difficulties of persons in rural Jamaica having access to telecommunications services. Perhaps because you said from St. Thomas to Hanover, what is your fundamental problem with Westmoreland and the other parishes why you think that only St. Thomas to Hanover needs quality access to broadband? But you know, the greater tragedy is that you're talking about task force for what you are going to do in the next administration. We are waiting on the task force for why you didn't get it done in the last 9 years.
Thank you so much, Mr. Price. Romardo has indicated that he would like to use one of his follow-up questions. Romardo, just a reminder to both teams, you have 45 seconds to respond. Team JLP, you first. Romardo.
Your government has repeatedly said that education is a priority. Now, the technological issue in the rural parishes aren't just for residents. Schools are also affected. Just this year, a smart lab was opened in St. Aloysius Primary School on Duke Street in Kingston. When will schools in rural parishes start to feel included in this technological push?
They should feel it very soon. As a matter of fact, they'll feel it in this new school year. Procurement is already underway. We not only have had new contracts engaged with contractors to roll out more connections, but we are also investing in equipment, which is already in procurement to ensure that our labs are equipped in rural schools as well as in urban schools. We believe fundamentally in ensuring that regardless of where you live in Jamaica, you must have access to the best education, and you will have it in the next administration. As a matter of fact, starting in this new school year.
Thank you so much, Team JLP. Team PNP, your 45-second rebuttal.
The JLP is certainly an enemy of the truth. Indeed, we have heard them suggest that 200,000 laptops were purchased. That would indicate 2-to-1 ratio, meaning for every 2 children, 1 should have a laptop. I'm asking those watching today, have your child received a laptop? Have you seen anyone receive such a laptop? Indeed, whoever is responsible for purchasing these missing laptops will have to answer under the People's National Party, because we have not seen those laptops. We will ensure that the gadgets are in place, but as we've said before, we build out the last mile that many of the private sector believe is not profitable to build out, so that the persons can get access to internet wherever they are. We will use our technology also for the small schools.
Thank you, Mr. Crawford. Thank you so much, Mr. Crawford. Natalie has the next question, and it goes to Team PNP.
We are in the hurricane season, and each season the authorities face a challenge persuading residents to evacuate some areas when the island is under threat. What strategies would you implement to ensure compliance?
Part of the reason why residents don't want to evacuate is that the poor level of communication and education prior to a storm causes them to be caught unaware. Let's take, for example, this instant year, 2025. All across media, we have heard advertisements from the Office of the Prime Minister with sections of budget presentations, and we are midway the Atlantic hurricane season, and not once has ODPEM been given the resources that OPM has for its parallel adjacent political campaign under the guise of public education. The second reason why residents do not want to evacuate is because they are realistically concerned that when they evacuate, the spaces that they're taken to will be substandard. In the next PNP administration, we will build out a series of evacuation centers that will be properly fitted with adequate water for on-site storage, as well as food and access to health, access to other emergency services, so that families feel more safe in bringing their elderly relatives into a space where they are certain that the services and the quality of standard will be there when they evacuate.
Thank you so much. Team JLP, your 45-second rebuttal.
It is clear to us on Team JLP that Raymond is fluent in misdirection, misinformation, and clearly not paying attention to the news of the day. It is the JLP that would have just completed and launched its own Doppler radar, meaning we're no longer depending on foreign sources for our weather forecasting needs. It means this government, the next administration under Andrew Michael Holness, will have accurate information on time and be able to communicate it so to you at home. We're also working with the United Nations CDF program to build modern and safe shelters for you at home, so you can trust the information and trust where you're going to go and be safe during the hurricane season.
Thank you so much, Team JLP. We go to Amoy now, who has a question from social media. Amoy?
All right, so this question comes from Tiana on Instagram. She says, Jamaica's hospitals are overcrowded and under-resourced. Can you explain how your party, if elected to government, will fix this without repeating the delays and bottlenecks of past administrations?
Okay, thank you so much, Amoy. Team PNP, you can answer this question first, to be followed by Team JLP.
So this is a social issues debate, and health is a primary social issue. If you look across to the opposite, the campaign chairman from that party, who has been the Minister of Health for 9 years, must have suspected that members of the public would want to drill down, shall I say, into why the health sector is so poorly managed, why your relatives at home, when you go to the hospital, can't get a bed, why you have to take the prescription from the nurse beside your relative's bed and go into the private pharmacy sector to purchase basic medication, why you have relatives sitting in wheelchairs or in the driveways and the parking lots in the cars that you took them to the hospital with and still can't get triage, even basic assessment as to the extent of their suffering. It's no wonder, Dr. Tufton, you're not here today. You have chosen to go and hide behind marketing strategies to support, what's her name again? The the Minister of Finance and the Public Services. The People's National Party, Matthew, understands health. We are the ones that modernize the hospitals on the budget and in time. Your reference to Chick V is old and dated. Look at your 9 years and speak to those.
Thank you so much, Team PNP. Team JLP, your response to the question?
Thank you, Tiana. It's a really important question because I know that we have not reached every community and we have not reached every hospital yet. But the Jamaica Labour Party is undertaking the most ambitious and in fact will be the most effective reconstruction and construction of hospital infrastructure in Jamaica in decades. The Western Child Hospital is under construction, close to completion. The rebuild of Cornwall is also almost completed. We're making sure that we focus also on primary health care, making sure that more health centers are renovated and brought closer to you so you don't actually have to go to the hospital. We're adding more doctors and nurses in those healthcare centers, more equipment so that better care can be had closer to you. We're adding more healthcare centers with expanded hours to allow working people to go to the health center after working hours. These are things that we're doing in addition to more operating theaters, which are already programmed for next year, for next term, including a new KPH.
Importantly, we've also increased access to medicines under NHF. And we've increased access for our senior citizens through NI Gold and JDIP. Under the Jamaica Labour Party, we have taken a comprehensive approach to health infrastructure.
Thank you so much, Team JLP. We have another social media question. Mike?
This one is from Matthew Williams. With key parts of the Data Protection Act still not in force and several major data breaches reported this year, many Jamaicans feel their personal information is not adequately protected. How will your government address this growing privacy crisis and rebuild public trust in the protection of citizens' data?
Team JLP, you get to answer this one first.
Data protection is critical as we continue to build out more and more digital systems to ensure efficiency and effectiveness in the pursuit of business, growth, and prosperity. And this is why we have been paying attention to ensuring that implementation of the Act is phased and sensitive to the various stakeholders, ensuring that it's effective when each stage is put in place. We have done more to protect your data and will do more as we recognize that AI is also being used more. We will ensure that there is an AI blueprint and roadmap, which of course is going to be built out of the very first task force on AI in the Caribbean, which was already established under this administration. We'll also ensure that there's new legislation to protect every Jamaican's face, voice, and image from the type of misinformation and negative campaigns that are run by parties like the PNP.
The Data Protection Act was indeed passed by the Jamaica Labour Party. And we're proud that it was passed, and we're happy that the Data Commissioner is now in place to speed up implementation. However, data requires data accuracy. It should be known for all Jamaicans watching that it is this government that gave the highest increase to civil servants. It is this government that insisted that there would be no more wage freezes for teachers, as was commonplace under the People's National Party.
Thank you so much, Team JLP. Team PNP, your response to the question.
The Jamaica Labour Party does not believe in privacy. It was one of their own minister that says nothing is private. Do you remember? Because I certainly do. But not only that, when one considers the NIDS Act, the National Identification Act, the People's National Party, representing the people of Jamaica, had to take the Jamaica Labour Party to court to protect privacy rights. So the Jamaica Labour Party simply cannot come to you tonight to tell you that they're serious about privacy. Simply not true. The People's National Party, we value your privacy. And it is for that reason why we will trade a cadre of data protection experts to work with different sectors so they understand what is in the law, they understand what is to be done, and how they can balance privacy rights. In fact, this will also create a new sector in Jamaica. Damian, don't you agree?
I definitely do agree, Sophia. But also we should remind the public that it was this Prime Minister that suggested that they can track persons who say certain things on social media. It is also this Prime Minister that has proven himself to be highly vindictive and have seen arrest of individuals who have criticized him in any way at any given time. It is also that government that stole sand from the beaches. So let us talk about what that government has done.
Thank you so much, Team PNP. So viewers, we're doing things a little different this evening. We now invite Team PNP to ask a question of Team JLP.
In any decent democracy, where a leader has not been certified by the Integrity Commission, where the leader has been a part of Ponzi schemes and benefited from them, where the leader among members of his cabinet or his party are said to be part of an illicit aid for illegal enrichment, those persons could not be on the ballot. Therefore, why should Jamaica be any different from such decent democracies?
The PNP, we understand, has no answer to the plans, the programs, and the achievements of the Jamaica Labour Party. They see their only path to Jamaica House by trying to destroy the reputation of the Prime Minister of Jamaica and others. The Jamaica Labour Party has been the party that has done more for the integrity and anti-corruption framework in this country than any other administration. It is under the PNP that every day, every week you woke up to a new scandal, light bulb, Solutria, NSWMA, Manchester Parish Council, Hanover, KSAMC, you name it, Crook and Anchor. It is under the PNP that Jamaica had the lowest scores under the Corruption Perception Index. And it is under the Jamaica Labour Party that Jamaica has had the highest. Why? Because the independent international experts actually look at the facts and not the steady drumbeat of PNP misinformation and weaponization of processes. There is no report that has found any finding of guilt or illegality on the part of the Prime Minister. There is no finding against the Prime Minister, and the PNP needs to stop telling the lie of 28 bank accounts. It is simply not true.
Thank you so much, Team JLP. Team PNP, your 45-second rebuttal.
It's odd that you say that's not true. Dennis Strong said that not only were it true, that it's inconsequential, that it's normal, he suggested, just as we now figure out he was rehearsing for the job for which the qualifications were waived so that he could get the job. Most of you look for a job. In that case, the job seemed to have looked for and found him. Now, the other things you say about doing the most for the integrity framework, that includes being the only Prime Minister to have taken the Integrity Commission to court to quash a clause he once bragged that he included as chairman of cabinet. So the lies are on that side, aren't they?
Thank you so much, Team PNP. We now invite Team JLP to ask a question of Team PNP.
You know, lies are an affront to God.
Yeah.
And Reverend Albert would have taught you that.
Shut up.
However, to be clear, the last time the People's National Party was at the wicket, they leveled $60 billion of new taxes on the backs of the Jamaican people. They have said that they will fix a tax to imported food items, which economists have said will increase the cost of living to the poor of Jamaica. Damien has said that he will fund education needs with an increase in GCT. The PNP have fixed a tax to parties. What should the Jamaican people expect by way of taxation from the next People's National Party administration 10, 20 years from now?
Can I go ahead?
Team PNP,
Okay, thank
please
you.
answer the question.
Thank you. Well, the People's National Party had to take on a rebuilding project in the last Portia Simpson Miller administration. Indeed, never before had the IMF stopped sending money to the Jamaica public or to the Jamaican society before, because it was run asunder by a government that included Andrew Holness and also Audley Shaw as the head of the Ministry of Finance. The People's National Party, then having rebuilt the economy, embarked upon a fiscal policy rules that we implemented to ensure that the country was on the right track. And having put the country on the right track, there's absolutely no need for the People's National Party to engage in further taxations. Indeed, what exists currently as the People's National Party proposals lie greatly within the context of the $360 billion available for governments to decide on what to do. But the $23 billion that we have identified is even less than the overrun for Cornwall Regional. We will therefore not have those overruns. The JLP continue to ask where we'll get the money. We will get the money from the same place that Market Me money came from. We'll get the same money from the same place that paying off Ramsharak from Petrojam came from. We'll get the money from the same place that the buying of 200 used cars that we did not receive come from. We will get the money from the same budget that exists for the people.
Thank you so much, Team PNP. Team JLP, your rebuttal.
No doubt you'll get this money from the same place that the failed Heroes Circle wall came from. But it is simply inaccurate to suggest that the international community cut off Jamaica. We were able to draw down on loans from the World Bank and the IDB right before we demitted office. But to be clear, it is this government that has cut debt to 62% of GDP. It is this government that has cut poverty rates to its lowest ever. It is this government that has ensured that the unemployment rate has gone to record lows of 3.2%. There is work to do. There is no doubt that there is improvements to be made in sectors. However, this government has the credibility to do it and will do so in the next term.
Thank you so much, Team JLP. Ladies and gentlemen, we now go to the closing statements. And based on the earlier coin toss decision, Team JLP will go first. And you can begin your 2 minutes.
My fellow Jamaicans, Jamaica is safer and stronger with the JLP. We reduced the murders by 43%, created 250,000 jobs, and we delivered the largest increase in the minimum wage in our history. We gave our doctors, nurses, teachers, police, and other public sector officers the largest pay increase, despite COVID, Hurricane Beryl, droughts, and global uncertainty. And remember, for 8 consecutive years, we did this without any burden of new taxes on you, the Jamaican people. Now we know that prices are rising globally. And that is why we're not just focused on increasing wages, but rather creating better conditions for growth. 33 quarters of growth, save and except for COVID. And still giving support to the most vulnerable. This is the JLP way. We care. Now compare. Under the PMP, wage freezes, heavy taxes, no relief of social pension for Miss Ivy, no relief for the vendor, the taxi operator, the housekeeper, just tax after tax after tax. And we heard Damien and Dayton already talking about taxes. So are you really willing to suffer the indignity of more taxes under the PMP? No way. With the Jamaica Labour Party, increased pension, better agriculture, better health infrastructure, enhanced education. This is our commitment. That's why we say to you, reject the reckless PMP promises. Choose performance. Choose Jamaica. Choose the JLP. The Jamaica Labour Party delivers, and we are committed to doing even more for you. On September 3, remember, put your X beside the bell.
Thank you so much, Team JLP. Team PNP, please go ahead with your closing statements.
One thing you could not have said is spell Jamaica, because we already know you can't. Jamaica has evolved to be one of the world's most recognized brands globally. Yet too many members of the Jamaican family live in standards and conditions that are, simply put, deplorable. On September 3, 2025, we all have an opportunity to put in office a government led by Mark Golding that places the people of the country and every member of the Jamaican family at the center of our policies and programs. In that Jamaica, Imagine that you have become unwell and you go to the hospital and there are beds, there are CAT scans, there are MRIs, there is medication and tools to save your lives available right there in the hospital. In that Jamaica, our nurses, teachers, firefighters, and police officers have not just better tools to do their jobs professionally, but also better conditions of work and better salaries with overtime benefits not taxed. In that Jamaica, whether you're up on the corner as a youth, or you're working in a salon as a nail technician or a barber, or a deal with the eyelashes or tattoos, your Jamaica becomes not just the land of your birth, but the land in which your dreams can be achieved within your lifetimes. In the Jamaica led by Mark Golding, more affordable houses will be provided so that mothers and fathers can better care for and protect the members of their own family. On September 3, it's not just about a regular election. It is about creating a Jamaica that you at home can love and be a part of the national success that will be gained. Vote PNP on September 3.
Thank you, thank you, thank you very much to both our teams. Now, in the good spirit of the debates, we now invite both teams to shake hands. And as they do so, I just want to say, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes our first debate between Pernell Charles Jr. of the JLP, Kamina Johnson-Smith, and Matthew Samuda for Team JLP, and Damian Crawford, Sophia Fraser-Binns, and Raymond Price for the People's National Party. Join us again Tuesday, August 26th at 9 p.m. for the debate focusing on the economy, which for the first time will be a team debate between Team JLP and Team PNP. Audience, you can clap now. Thanks for joining us, ladies and gentlemen, and thanks to our production and funding partners, and most of all, our viewers and listeners all across Jamaica and the diaspora. I'm Janella Precious. Good night.
All right. Yes. Hold on, hold on. All right, what a debate tonight. And not being partial. I mean, the people know that, of course, Mystic Sensation, right, Manleyites. But apart from being Manleyites, really and truly, Team PNP, take it away. Team PNP, take it away tonight. I mean, people, what we have witnessed as it relates to Colonel Charles Jr. try to defend, right, the decommissioned buses is to show that the GLP, right, cabinet and all of its members, right, supporting the level of criminality. So we want to share tonight platform in terms of persons calling in, and we discuss this. Okay, our first caller, the call is coming in, so let us just hear from our first caller. Yes, caller, you're on Mystic Sensation. What say you as it relates to the debate?
There was no competition.
No competition. Agree.
No competition, but
yes, indeed. Blatant lies.
You mean instead of public national TV worldwide, I watch you, and it tells me lies?
Well, listen to me, you know. I mean, they are going to be fact checked, obviously. And I am telling you, I'm telling Jamaica as well that, you know, for those three JLP persons who represent the JLP, trust me, it's a shame. It's shameful, right? Team PNP, take them to class and trust me, teach them a lesson. right? Because I mean, they have nothing to run on, nothing, absolutely nothing. Right.
The next thing is, how you enter the debate without a manifesto out?
Yes.
What so people can query your operation on?
Well, that is it. What that is it, Rural. You can't be seeking unemployment because that's what it is as it relates to you asking the electorate to vote for you and you don't have a manifesto. Exactly. So then, what is it that you're running on? What are the things that you have achieved being in power 9 years? No, it's crazy. It's absolutely absolutely crazy as it relates to PNP who completed a manifesto, right, and going to the electorate and said, okay, all right, these are the following reasons that you need to vote for PNP, right, as it relates to the housing plan, the education plan, and so forth, right, and where we can see it clearly. GLP, up until this point that we speak, has nothing to show. So, you know.
Apparently, they just give up, so they don't have a job. I feel a PR stunt never go with no.
Yes.
The contrary with election. PR stunt.
And it will not work because guess what? At the end of the day, the people remember the 100 days promise, right, that Andrew Holness had promised them, and nothing being delivered. Nothing being delivered. And plus, as it relates to the level of corruption that is taking place, right? I mean, the people frustrated, the people tired. The people them want to see a new government that hinge on integrity, honesty, checks and balance, right? I mean, it is just, it's so porous for the Jamaica Labour Party. But tonight, as we see, as it relates to the Jamaica Labour Party having nothing, right, so that they could defend against the PNP team. The PNP team took them to class, and trust me, it was embarrassing. Totally embarrassing.
Go on, with that back of class, because...
All right, blessings.
I'll put that in the chat, then people are sick to work.
Exactly. All right. Yes, so we are anticipating for more. Thank you, Uriel, for calling in. We are anticipating for more people to call in and let us interact, right? I mean, we have seen that Team PNP clearly take tonight's debate, right? They were well measured and they answered the questions with substance and facts, right? We see the Team JLP coming out, right, spewing lies, and okay, we have another caller coming in. Yes, it's the part. Go ahead. How are you doing? Team PNP all the way. What a debate.
Mighty God. Good night.
All right.
Even at the debate,
yes,
when the world and watch the people, they lie.
Them lie.
Oh my God, they can say they have the best healthcare system in Jamaica.
They're not
ashamed.
They're not ashamed.
They're not ashamed. 34 baby, 24 baby, they're not 24 days. Where's the yo? Them people are really nobody.
Yes.
But we love on the PNP, they walk them. The PNP, them have them composure. They have their lyric and just step on point. The truth.
Well, Sister Pat, it was clear that the Team PNP dominated the space. And they dominated. They dominated this. They dominated the space with facts, right? And you know, yes, and substance. Facts and substance is what the Team PNP.
Back up what they say.
Exactly. Exactly.
And they can defend what they say. And they can break it down to the people.
Yeah.
The people who can't spend right. they understand what they mean.
Oh yeah.
And them in a university, we are watch, must feel good in themselves and say, this I go with. Imagine if you left university and not working, you don't have to fret about student loan.
Oh,
you know what that is to you? You know what that is? I tell people 100,000. We don't want your 100,000. Keep your 100,000. You don't want to make up your liar bill. Liar, no prepare. I don't have money for them because prison them must go.
Exactly.
Prison them must go. So liars are all. We don't make you clear work for now. Try put in an application. Wicked. Anyway, guys, thank you as usual for bringing class to we, and we enjoy and we learn from this up. Big up on yourself, big up in Walla Uno.
Yes.
Uno, everybody we bring it, everybody bring it. So later.
Blessed,
Tomorrow,
Mr. Pastor.
Sunday, tomorrow, Titans.
Yes.
No,
Tomorrow Sunday. Tone on. All right.
So big up yourself and sleep well and
Blessings, Sister P. Let me take this other call. Okay, cool. All right. Yes, caller, you're on Mystic Sensation Live. Go ahead.
Hello?
Yes, sir. You're on Mystic Sensation Live. Please go ahead.
Well, go on, brother.
But I'm here, you know. I'm feeling so happy and so proud of Team PNP. Go ahead.
Well, I'm proud of my team still, but I think we could have beat them harder. I think we could have really beat them harder. The lies, I mean, sometimes we rebuttal. I think we could have been more direct, you know. And some of the things, some of the questions were right in our plans. And even the one about the student loan. Sophia waited till the last point to say that if a student leaves school and don't get a job under the PNP, they wouldn't have to pay any student loan until they are working. She barely got that in at the last. You know, so I think we could have did it. You know, the GLP wasn't any much.
Exactly.
The class that we had there, we should have stamped it a little more because some of the questions were basically butt up and catch.
Exactly.
Because in our manifesto, those are in the manifesto. So they came with some questions that, you know, I think we should have licked them out of the party, you know, harder. We never go as hard on the old buses because that is one more that I think Damien went short on that one, and he mentioned the used car, but we never get. So where the money is coming from, with the buses on the thing right now, I think you should have get in the bus that one, the same place where you get the 1.4 billion.
Oh yes.
To buy the old buses where cars some with 200 million, you know?
Yes.
So me believe when you hold a man, if you done him, you have done him.
Yes.
Yeah. So we did very well. We won the debate.
Yes.
But we didn't want them to crush them a little bit more because the GLP now have nothing to come with. So we're supposed to just crush them like roach and rub them out.
Exactly.
Anyway, bless of yourself.
Bless it. You sound like Sport and Spice, though. Is it Sport and Spice? All right, Colin Bell. But Colin, hold on there. Colin, stay a little bit. The high point for me tonight, as it relates to the embarrassment in terms of Colonel Charles trying to defend the old school bus. That's the debate. The man
from first, right up front in that shit way.
Yes.
If them never come back from this up.
No.
Never came back from that.
And the thing is, because Colin, let me say this to you. You know, the school bus situation is extremely serious. Because
I had a discussion with Ratty on it today on my show, you know.
Yes.
And I know Ratty dig deep in it today, but the fact now that we are getting information that the fumes from the exhaust come inside the cabin.
Wow.
That is something that must be investigated before these buses roll out September morning. We can't put our kids in that.
So that speaks. So Colin, that speaks to due diligence. Was not exactly.
No due diligence was done, and it is obvious mistake that these buses were bought for somebody to make a money.
Oh,
because from day one, I came out from early and said to the people that the money could have buy 100 brand new coaster. There's no bus now or in the past that have come to Jamaica that show more durability than the Toyota coaster buses.
You're
It
correct.
is the Toyota coaster buses that the schools are using. Anytime a school get a bus, it's a Toyota coaster. It is the Toyota coaster buses that we use to transport tourists for the most part on this island. It's the Toyota coaster buses that we use to transport our people for the most part on this island. So for somebody to come and tell me that the Toyota coasters are not safe, then basically I tell me that we need to stop travel on them then.
Yes.
These buses are here for over 40 years and still going strong. So therefore, when you buy a brand new Toyota coaster from Toyota Jamaica, you get 4 years warranty on engine and transmission, that kind of thing. You get 4 years free servicing. In fact, a man called my program Mystic the other day and tell me that he bought a brand new Toyota 2024 Toyota coaster. He got it in November 2023. And to date, he hasn't changed a tire on it, nor the disc pad them, nor the brake shoe. You understand?
Exactly.
And you see that we have to buy tire for the bus already. They are breaking down already. And we know that a bus we have on 130,000 miles. That's 200,000 kilometers. It's basically past its best days.
Exactly. You're perfectly right.
So I don't know what the Jamaican people have a decision to make.
But
we need a forensic audit of this country. We need to audit all these sectors. And one of the things I hear Colonel Charles say, which is the biggest rubbish. The man said from the savings of the JUTC, how can you make savings from an entity that is losing $20 billion annually? How that come?
You know, that is just rubbish. That is just rubbish.
From JUTC?
Savings from JUTC when JUTC is losing billions. Okay, make it make sense.
We lose this year. And the man said we have used the savings. We have used the savings from JUTC.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
These people just think everybody an idiot. But I guess they must come say something still. They can't come and say that.
Well, you know what I believe, Colin? I just believe that these people just caught up into the dinosaurial politics. They believe that the politics of yesteryear where they could just, you know, speak loosely out of their mouth and trick the people. Right? No, we are improved. We have gone past that, Colin.
I have a name for them. I have a name for them. They are analog politicians.
Analog politics.
In a digital age.
Exactly.
So they can't understand the algorithm. So that's why they come with all this kind of rubbish.
There you go, sir.
But it is just sad though that we still have some analog people that listen and believe them.
Well, and that is why the current prime minister, right, caught up right now, as it relates to his level of corruption. You know.
Yeah,
that is why he caught up.
You're different a prime minister. The thing is, the question that the PNP should have asked them if any of them there are under investigation for illicit enrichment, and see if them all maintain the gag order.
Exactly.
That is the question that the PNP should have asked.
Yeah.
One simple question for all three of you. Any of you are under investigation for illicit enrichment and what? That is the question that the PNP should have asked, and I will send that question for the next team debate.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, man. Bless up, my brother.
Bless up, brother Colin, for passing through. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, man. One love.
One love, my brother. All right. Yes, Carla, you're on Mystic Sensation Live. Okay. Yes, Carla, you're on Mystic Sensation Live. Please go ahead.
Big up to Team PNP.
All right.
Summation.
Yeah.
Very good. Yeah. He could have answered questions that the gentleman said quickly, but then you know. But they did very well. And
yes.
Mr. Raymond, he knows his stuff.
Oh.
The personal environmental, thumbs up to her. We were strong, and that is evident. No, with Camila, she did not answer a question, so she's to answer it.
Yes.
Charles, him unaware
totally.
Totally unaware.
Hold on. Hold on. Carla, hold on. Carla, hold on. Hold on a minute. Colonel Charles, caught me. I couldn't believe it.
You know, say you shock me, Mr. Mistake.
Yeah.
I keep saying they're not hearing anytime she call.
What to my phone?
They're not hearing her. I don't hear. They hear the other.
I wonder if.
Tone down a bit, and your
want
the
to
pitch of your tone the pitch of your voice down a bit. I'm not hearing. When you're talking, tone the pitch of your voice down a little bit. Let me see, because people are saying they're not hearing you.
Yes.
I don't know.
Oh, am I talking too fast?
Maybe too fast and too loud. So sort of tone the pitch of your voice down a
But
bit.
we are hearing her clearly, you know.
Yeah, but every time she calls,
the people in the chat.
hear the other people, but anytime she calls, there's something going on
Yes.
with her.
Yeah.
All right, let her continue talking and see if.
Continue.
All
Continue.
right, tell me if you're hearing me.
Yeah, I am hearing you clear. We are hearing you clear. We are hearing you clearly.
No, we are hearing you clear. It's just the chat. I'm not sure if it's the
People in the chat, they are not hearing you clearly. So
the one that says he's hearing now.
okay, one man said he's hearing now. So go ahead. You're good now.
Okay, let me go over now.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm excited.
Ah.
Well, the PMP did well. Big up to
Awesome.
Team PMP. Mr. Raymond, he did so well, so well. He knows his stuff.
Yeah.
They all know their stuff, especially environmental. She hit it, thumbs up to her.
Wow.
And we'll give the summation on the PMP side. Very well done. That's it. Give it thumbs up too. Now with Camino, she did not answer a question. And she tried to catch up fast and quick, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Charles, he's unaware, totally unaware.
Unbelievable.
Aware of what he was saying. And that summation that he gave for his party,
Yes.
it's right out there. So, I mean, I don't know why he's saying that, what he says, but that to show the nonsense they keep up on with all the time. You know, pushing it underneath the carpet when it's coming out. So, what it was? Oh, the other one there, what's his name?
Matthew Samuda.
Matthew Samuda.
Mm-hmm.
Him
is just a floater. Him is just a floater. Yeah.
He tried, but he didn't cut it off.
Exactly.
But Camila on person is not the first. She's in the debate and she does that. But it shows you the people who say they are lawmakers making decisions on behalf of the country. Their side is so weak. It is so weak. It's evident. If I was an undecided voter, hearing this debate, I would have no doubt to vote for the PMP because their policies are good. They just been there for 9 years and have not delivered. When are they going to?
Exactly.
Well, I mean, I'll stay long. I'm giving somebody a chance to call in.
All right. Bless up my sister.
But big up to my team. They did well.
Yeah,
Very
man.
well. They cut it, man. They cut it.
I want to tell you something.
They're strong.
Exactly. Bless up yourself, my sister. I am feeling so proud of Team PNP, right, in terms of what they have done, right? They answered all the questions with substance, right? They were quite, articulate and well measured. Okay, so we have another caller coming in. Yes, caller, you're on Mystic Sensation Live. Thank you for calling in. Yes, what say you? As blessings, my brother.
Blessing. Yeah, me I say the JLP them come back like it's everywhere when me see them move. Like they see the corruption.
Yes.
If I ask you a simple question, a question was asked about the people them that hanging the phone in the tree.
Yes, speak up a little bit louder. Speak a little bit louder.
Yeah, the question was asked about when you going like some people in the country, them have to hang them phone in a tree. Yeah?
Yes.
So them say when can those people, when you're going to do something about it. Remember the question word is when.
Yes.
So Camila now will beat around the bush and talk say this and that and that this and that. And now she not say she going to do it in a December, the next 2 years, that. So
Exactly.
even many times you say yes, earth time. Yeah? Hello?
Yes. I'm hearing you, man. Go ahead.
You say earth time question. PNP them, like when she beat around the bush, make a lot of remarks and divert from the question. Would you mind the PNP them? Repeat the question and start and say, listen, so when you say when, that means you say, we are going to, and you give a timeline. So I mean, more them sure them intellect and show the JLP them say, if you don't know how to answer the question, we will assist you. So when we ask you something about when, you then say, we are going to, and then you tell you the timeline. When you ask about the Prime Minister, say, which country? Yeah? The Prime Minister can uncertify that word. So if I say, we're going to listen to you tell us which country are where in the world. So you must mention. Yes, so them need assistance to answer question because you see this corruption thing, it's like them can corrupt everything. You can't beat around the bush, make a lot of remarks, and at the end of the day, you don't answer the question. Yeah, so the panelists and the debate can know so the question is still left dangling. The question is unanswered. Yeah, so you going to say 3 sentences or remarks and this and that and don't answer the question, mean nothing. We ask you a question. If you was in the courthouse, you'd have to answer the question.
Solid point.
So the debate have to be more clearer and efficient. If a question is asked, if you don't understand the question, you re-ask the question, you answer the question. Because you see this thing where everybody are divert and most of the conversation, nobody don't want to have the obvious conversation, of the obvious discussions and the question them that are that outstanding. Nobody don't want to ask the real outstanding question and answer them. That mash up the thing right, you know what? That have the people them confused. Because people we go all about and say this and that, and the thing we are the problem with the Prime Minister and the people them where is a suspect in the parliament. Yeah, we divert from that. It's like we are getting ourselves in a bigger problem because we have to go vote for people where we are suspects.
Yes. Yeah? I do agree with you. I really do agree with you. Because I also realize that they dance around the questions as it relates to, right, the Ponzi scheme questions as well, right? So yeah. I do agree with you, right? What you said is 100% solid.
And the last thing, when me check long time, you know, when we see you come up with the EPA test with the bus them cars, there's a lot of things where we then say, ask you what question, what is good about those buses? Because if we don't have no bus, yes, we're glad for bus, yes, but what kind of bus? Not because you hear say we not eat for 2 days, you say, yo, just some food that we want to eat. We want to ask the questions them. So you want to put up some bus, and if the bus have 3 wheels, you put your pickup on bus, or if the bus have brakes, or don't have no proper driver not proper. We want to have discussion about the buses. So when people talk about bad mind and this and that foolishness, you go down to some little low level thing, like some kids where in a kindergarten. We have big people, you have people who get pitney when them are 40, you know, when them are 50, pitney are 10-year-old. Yeah? When you put your 10-year-old pitney now, one pitney per hour, that the bus now, where not have no, where them nobody know say the bus are one tire. And knuckle business, we see the problem, and we know say it's corruption, car road bus for the year, so if them did one bus, they wouldn't check China and buy some bus in England for £3,000. Yes. Them bus, when they come, them all right. And you just buy wheel same time and we don't have no government from 2016. If we did have a government, then we continue upon the things them because every government, both JLP and PNP from 1962, built upon everything, all structure what was there and policy, and we sharpen them, we adjust them and whatsoever. But this government from 2016 allowed everything to crash. You know, maintain road, you know, replenish the JUTC bus, you know, keep up the policy in the hospital with the supervision and the regular thing with police station. No government in this country from 2016. 2 months ago, the government come back and I try to do this all of that and all, go and do all kind of stuff. Yeah? listen me, the 2016 manifesto is still outstanding. That show you said the JLP can promise the world world, cut ribbon for all kind of projects when no funding and no finance no provide for them. Yeah? We not see no provision for no finance for none of the project where the government are about. Cut results for. So the 2016 manifesto where it's still outstanding, show you said, they will promise the whole world and make no step, none at all to even fulfill one of the promises. Yeah, that. Yeah.
You know what?
What we say over and over.
Carla, you know what I love about you is your level of awareness, right? And you know, I hope that all of our Jamaican brothers, as it relates, brothers and sisters, as it relates to you just speaking on the issues, the topical issues are so important. Because let me say this to you, my friend, right? The government has to understand that you are using taxpayers' money. It is taxpayers' money. It is not your personal money. Now, and let me say this. You see, this bus situation with Daryl Vaz is very serious enough. It's very serious. Because it goes to show you that there was no due diligence that apply in this. And again, we are now learning, right, as it relates to the possibility that the bus, right, as it relates to the overall cost, right, it's far way less than what Daryl Vaz is claiming. But the question that needs to be asked, because we are getting some new information, and I really don't want to talk about that information, right? I prefer to deal with it Tuesday. I prefer to deal with it Tuesday as it relates to, anticipating, more evidence to come in, and then, right, I deal with that Tuesday. But what you're saying, Carla, right, makes, yes, my brother.
When we look on the money, we then say, like, if 3 trillion missing out of the economy, how much 100 billion missing out of it, all kind of thing. We are saying the boss, like it go on, the money go on. So the safety of our children don't to make government look good.
Right.
Yeah? To put them, listen me man, remember say the thing them crystallize on and the lighting, some of them corrode, so when you switch it on, you know what it said 7 years ago in America, be fire them busted did have, and then if something leaking at them, it explode, and if them leaking at something overnight to some of them catch fire and them, which they all of the test, so even the EPA test show you said them never did know that,
Yes.
After them start withdraw the bus, them realize that the learning in the school improve. So at that time, them realize that the emission did affect the learning ability of the student them. And then we have a problem with our learning because through poor nutrition and how the brain them, how the child them in Jamaica, so we don't have now our standard of living low. So the food when them eating out them not farm them brain.
Yeah, all right. Hold on, caller. Let me just allow you few seconds to finish up because other caller is calling and I want to talk with them as well. All right? But blessings, my brother. Blessings.
As I was saying, them to fix up the thing, yeah, and deal with the debate. If them deal with that debate, ask the question and answer them.
Exactly.
Don't dally around them and leave them.
All right. Thank you for calling in. All right. Blessings, my brother. Yes, caller, you're on Mystic Sensation Live. Thank you for calling in.
Turn on the device in the background.
Yes, caller. If you have a device, turn on, please turn it down in the background. Turn it up. Yes. Yes, I'm hearing you. You're on Mystic Sensation Live. Please go ahead. Blessings.
Bus now. That don't pay for any bus. That $1 billion was to run the election. Because that is smart. Why you think that might take $1 billion to buy a whole bus?
Let me
read the debates. I wanted Damien to answer Brother Charles when he spoke about the profit from JUTC. Where is the profit? When JUTC is losing billions, where did that profit come from? Where Brother Charles Jr. is talking about?
It is nonsense, Carla. It is absolute rubbish. And Colin Bell is perfectly right. Right? JUTC. I wonder if we can get the document to show the people where JUTC had lost. Hold on there, honey. Just Google J. Let us show the evidence. Hold on. Let me just find the evidence here.
Continue talking, Paul.
Continue talk, Carla. JUTC had lost billions. So which part JUTC got profit?
JUTC losing billions. You see that Dr. Abraham said they're just these set of JLP, it's like all of them just come with them just it's like them got school girl for life.
Yeah.
Because all them come for do is lie, pantapala, and nothing else. There's no substance. You see what come in and stun when they ask about the laptop, they must talk about school get laptop.
Exactly.
Hey, these people are something else. Come in, you see, they keep on talking about what happened 20 years ago. Them talking about 18 years. They are in power for 9 years and them don't do anything. And everything them want to blame the PNP and them not doing anything. They're talking about NHA. I heard Colonel Charles talking about Jelly. The Jelly was created under the PNP, so how him taking credit for it and it's not them do it.
Madness. And this is the thing. You wonder if these people, right, have done any research before they come out and speak.
Before they come out and
right?
Come in and show what Paul
Paul will bring in. And we should the world know that. That done in a PJ time. It's crazy.
Okay, in 2007, when PNP left office, when PNP was in office in 2007, we were #1 in the country with internet connection and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
When them coming up, all them don't want these thief every cent of them take. Okay, so when they start, enough people don't know it. When they started the JDX on the Audley show.
Yes.
You know what they did with those money? They buy house. Remember that ended up going to buy house for him ex-wife?
You're right.
Yes, when they did the JDX, after them put the pass, that was part of the IMF agreement for them to do the JDX. Them take the money and buy house right now, them can't even go back in somebody else then.
Exactly.
That was them forgot buy house for him ex-wife. That was why them couldn't pass the more IMF test because them used the money for them personal things. And then come now about in this JLP, the government is the only government to fix the economy.
Can you imagine?
So if you fix it, Alex and them talk about wage freeze. I wonder if you realize when favor tell the people and said 0%. Wait, what is that?
Wage freeze.
Eh? Other wage freeze that.
Exactly,
so
my
see,
sister.
them talk and they don't even think what I'm talking about, you know.
Well, I'm glad what they had done tonight is giving the Jamaican people the reasons to vote them out.
What?
It was embarrassing for them tonight.
Clean seat, them clean. You
Right?
know the main person want to lose them seat, Andrew.
Oh Jesus. Well, I am getting
And the first one to lose his seat.
my sister, I am getting some intel out of Andrew Owen's constituency. And let me tell you something, sister. Me don't want the people them to hear me. I take time to tell you. Not tell nobody. Me here saying done.
Yeah, man. Remember those, hey, that man is evil enough.
Oh yes.
Say man wife, but talk about them born poor. And you come and you just rip off the country every way you can think of the amount of apartment and whatever them have, and when it's like him have some broad board over the rest of member them at the party. It's like them can't see nothing wrong.
But
them don't realize that
sister,
Andrew bringing on the JLP.
my sister,
but let them continue. That all the better for we.
everybody they dibble and a mingle in the corruption. That's why they can't talk to him, you know. You understand? Because they all participate in the corruption.
What he did, he made sure that he bring in some with him so nobody can say anything. That is his strategy. He make sure put people into position to say, so them can lick out on him because him give them position, and that is the problem. And PSOJ, I cannot like PSOJ because if the PNP was doing some of the things that Andrew was doing,
I'm gone, man.
the amount of nice, you see that they here two of them came out and said they wanted to see the PNP manifesto. I don't hear nobody come out and asking for the JP manifesto, and which the JP manifesto don't make any sense.
Oh,
because the last two of them they do not know that. So their manifestos make no sense whatsoever because them just get up and write something and say, yes, this can work.
But my sister, all right, this is it. Let us explain this to them. This is like someone, right, seeking an employment, right? And as it relates to the person's CV, in terms of the person's experience and the person's knowledge, right? You can't just, go into the electorate, asking the electorate to employ you, right? Where you don't have nothing to show on performance. And not only not having anything to show. What are the plans? What are the future plans you have to move the country forward?
You're just coming and tell people what you achieved. What you have not achieved, one God Almighty thing.
It's crazy.
The apartment that have been built is not government building them.
And you are now asking the electorate, right, to vote for you. Vote for you for what? What are the plans you have for the Jamaican people? Nothing.
Nothing at all. Nothing at all. More than to stay there. All them plans to stay there to steal some more money. Like him not have enough already. Leave it, make somebody else, man.
Exactly.
And I'll leave to somebody else now because I know the line might be occupied.
Yes. All right. Thank you. Thank you, Carl.
Have a good night.
All right.
Yeah,
Yes. All right.
Two persons were trying.
And yeah, let us see if we can call them back. For them speaking about JUTC, right, making a profit. JTC, right, losing billions of dollars. So then, how you making a profit when JUTC losing billions of dollars? You see, these are the things that, over the years, over the 9 years that they have been in power, you understand, they continue with their trickery. You understand and believe that they are going to get away with it. It's crazy, right? And this is one of the reasons why we need to see their manifesto.
You're on the Six Sensation line.
Yes, we are just calling you back because you had called.
Yes. Hearing from you guys.
Blessings, my brother.
Yes, Mystic.
Yeah.
I love the program and you're doing a great job.
Thank you, sir.
Let me say, the TNP was sensational tonight, brother.
Oh,
they were sensational tonight. A couple of opportunities they missed, but other than that, they were sensational.
Yes.
And one thing I have to say is that Colonel Charles' son, and I'm going to refer to him as Colonel Charles' son because apple don't fall from the tree. Okay?
Yes.
What a buffoon.
Oh my
He's
God.
a mammoth proportion. Somebody need to slap his head right back to factory settings because he ain't got no sense. The man have got no sense. I mean, and this is and based on their performance, it speaks to why the JLP, the labor rights, cannot put out a manifesto.
Exactly, sir.
They have no ideas, no plans, no direction.
Mighty God.
And secondly, how can you come to a debate about an election debate and you don't even have a manifesto out? They're ill prepared. They have no direction. As for the buses, Mystic,
yes.
One of the things I want to tell you about these old school buses, because my uncle works for the Palm Beach County School District and service the buses.
Yes.
There's a reason why the buses are put out of commission after 10 years. It's not just mechanical failure, but there's also health risk to the kids. Because of these buses, when they get to a certain age, you start to have fumes coming back into the buses from the exhaust fumes coming back into the buses. You have a lot of issues with the buses other than just mechanical issues. One of the critical issues is the fumes that comes back into the buses because of how the buses were built.
Yes.
And that's why after 10 years, the engine may be running, but there's other mechanical failures that contribute to health issues for kids on the buses. And that is why these buses that they have in Jamaica, that they got from some action,
is of no use. And another thing, I hear Kilobar said that the buses were certified. Let me tell you something. No action certified, nothing that you're selling, you buy as is. When you buy at action, you buy as is. It's not certified. Okay? So he's lying when he said the buses were certified. And if you live in the States and go to any action, you buy that car. Sometimes you don't even get to see the car. It might not even have a running engine. And we're wondering why the rest of buses haven't arrived. If they were bought in the first place. One of the reasons why they might not be able to come to Jamaica is because probably some of them don't even have engines in them.
Yes.
So when you buy things at auction, these are the risks that you take when you buy vehicles at an auction. So he's lying about everything he's saying about the buses. The buses are unsafe and the buses are no good. And those are facts that the Jamaica people need to understand. Another thing I want to address about the economy. Let me tell the Prime Minister of Jamaica and the Jamaica people something. Paying down a debt does not grow your economy. You cannot grow an economy by paying down a debt. You grow the economy by managing your debt. And every single country in the world carry a debt. There's no country in the world that doesn't carry a debt. Every single country in the world carry a debt. It's how you manage the debt that grows your economy. You can't have a house and your windows broken, your light cut off, your water cut off, you can't go up in your driveway, but you pay because you pay a debt. It does not work like that. Secondly, you can't have a house and you make $100, but your expenditure is $500. It can't grow. Nothing can grow under these circumstances. So when the Prime Minister come out and tell people that he's growing the economy, where is he growing it?
Live.
In a tree house?
Exactly.
Where is he going? How? Let me tell you, Jamaica people need to wake up. Listen, when he got this down, it was 120 to 1. If the economy grow, if the economy was growing in any circumstance, any time at all, we would still be at 121 or lower. From the moment that you're
right.
devaluing every single day, it simply means that you're not producing and you're not growing. And you can't grow unless you produce. Paying down a debt does not grow any economy in the world. Period. It's a farce. And for him to come out and tell the Jamaican people, and the only thing he's telling them, we pay down the debt so we grow the economy. We pay down the debt so he's growing the economy. What else is he telling them? How is he growing the economy? How else?
And you're perfectly right.
Poverty is up. Poverty is up. Cost of living is up. Ownership is down. Where is it? In what sector is the economy growing? He's yet to tell us one sector in which the economy is growing. But he's saying it's growing the economy. How? Paying down the debt. That's all I'm hearing from him. We pay down the debt. Jamaica people need to understand he must pay on the debt because the country was structured by Portia Simpson for them to pay the debt down. This is not something that he did. It's something that he inherited that's legislated for him to do. It's not that he's choosing to do it. He must do it.
Exactly.
So this conversation about paying on it is so convoluted. And don't forget, it was him and Bruce Golding who mashed up the Jamaica economy.
Exactly. He was in Bruce Golding. He was in Bruce Golding cabinet.
Put the country back on the right track. So these arguments about growing the economy is a farce by the Prime Minister. It's every liar is a thief, and every thief is a liar. And so said, so done.
But let me just drag on this a bit as he talk about growing the economy, and I want to show one factor, right, that Jamaica should be aware of to understand that the Prime Minister is lying to us. Now, we are importing $7.2 billion worth of exports, and we are only exporting 1.7 billion in export. So that giving us a trade deficit of $5.something billion in trade deficit. So how is it that we are growing the economy having that trade deficit?
Mistake. That's why I gave it the analogy. If you have your house and you're earning $100 a month,
exactly,
and your expenditure is $500, how are you growing?
Exactly.
It's that simple.
It's that simple.
It's that simple.
It's that simple.
You know, the last quarter of the last financial year, Jamaica imported 6 times than it produces. It could not pay its food bill. The country didn't earn enough money to pay its imported food bill. Did you know that?
Embarrassing.
So how can you tell people that the country is growing? The reason why they have to dip into housing trust money and circumvent the national housing trust is because they cannot pay their bills. The country is not producing. The country not produce nothing. Let me ask you a question. In the last 10 years, tell me, can you list me one manufacturing company that has been built or that has invested in Jamaica?
None.
Give me a name of any Jamaicans. I challenge any Jamaican to give me one international group of manufacturers that invested in Jamaica that is producing anything in Jamaica in the last 9 years. Can anybody give me one?
Hold on.
So, where's the production coming from? Let me tell you something, Mystic. And this is what Jamaica people need to understand.
Yes.
Tourism is not a beneficiary to the country.
No.
Jamaica regulates its tourism industry. Jamaica tourism extracts from Jamaica. It extracts by simply because it kills the environment and it erodes all of your natural resources. Not only that, but Jamaica tourism industry is predominantly depending on private investors who bank their money overseas. That's not helping the country. Tourism is overexploited and overblown. I'm not saying that there's no benefit from tourism because it provides media employment, it provides slavery employment to most of our people. But it cannot be your main source of income because it is not regulated in a way where the country benefits from it, i.e. like Barbados, i.e. like some other Caribbean countries. Jamaica tourism, how it's regulated, it's a burden on the country, not a beneficiary to the country. Look at the numbers and look at the facts. It extracts from the country. The tax money that Jamaica gets from tourism can't pay Jamaica food bill. Cannot pay Jamaica food bill.
You're perfectly right. Because
am I saying anything that's not fact here?
no, man, what you're saying is 100% facts. We can't continue, right, to be in a service economy mode. We need to switch to a manufacturing economy mode. But the problem, Carl, right, because we have an old elephant in the room as it relates to, the inability of us to switch from service economy to manufacturing economy. The high cost of energy is a problem. And so then it creates such. All right, let me give you in terms of the amount of debt that we are servicing. For the 2025 to 2026 financial year, the Jamaican government is set to pay approximately 162.7 billion in debt service. You hear that, Carla? Right? Now this is serious. And so then, for the next 30 years, if you are to continue on this vein, right? Then we are going to have more debt to pay. We are not paying down the debt, and look how much we are paying to service the debt. $162.7 billion.
We're not earning. You can talk about paying the debt how you want to pay the debt.
Exactly.
Listen, Mr. It's simple enough. You have your household. You make $100. You owe the bank $1,000. And you're paying the bank every month $500. Your food bill is $600. You only earn $100. How can you grow, brother? How can you grow? That's Jamaica situation.
That's Jamaica situation.
You cannot grow the country unless you start to produce. Tourism is just sucking out the country's natural resources. When you build a hotel, do you know the impact on the environment that has?
Exactly.
Do you know the impact on the natural resources that is taken away from the country with each hotel that is built? It is not a beneficiary to the country to have this amount of hotels. It is ridiculous. The tax revenue from hotels can't pay Jamaica food bill. That's what Jamaica needs to understand. Not only that, our people are working like slaves in the hotels. Let me give you an example. A housekeeper here in the US, okay, makes anywhere from 15 to 17 US dollars per hour.
Yes.
Cleaning less rooms than the Jamaica housekeeper that makes an equivalent of $2.43 an hour, doing twice the amount of work. A bartender in Jamaica, a bartender here in the US, or at the hotel, makes 10, bartender or server makes 10.50 an hour plus tips compared to a Jamaican who makes just $2.41 and plus them tips again. Okay? So when you translate the society and the earnings and how the industry benefits people, and you break it down by numbers, you realize that the Jamaican work is substandard environment and substandard situation and work life under contract with no benefits or rights is being subjected to slave labor. Slave labor, that's what it is. So we can talk about building hotels and building hotels and building hotels. What is that doing for our people? Building hotels only keep our people in poverty.
True.
We need factories. I remember a time when in Jamaica we had tire factories. We were building car doors. All of these things were here in the 70s when we had manufacturing jobs in the country.
Yes.
We were building and making things. We had young men and young women who were learning trades. Not scamming, but trades. We've had 10 years of corruption. So, we've had a decade of corruption under the Jamaica Labour Party. So, that, you know what I mean? That means we have a generation who knows nothing but corruption. They have lived and worked for a whole decade of nothing but corruption. A child who was born 12 years ago knows nothing other than corruption.
It's crazy.
And this is the reality that Jamaicans need to face. When they talk about voting, they need to look at where's the country going? Where's the future of the country going? What's the plan for your kids tomorrow? What's the plan to take your kids out of poverty and give them opportunity for tomorrow? Have you heard the Jamaica Labour Party outline one plan? As a matter of fact, at this point of stage, after being in government for 10 years, you shouldn't have a plan. You should be talking about improving what you have done, not saying what you're going to do. After 9 years of government, you can't talk about a plan or what you're going to do. It should be we're going to improve on what we're doing, not planning for not creating plans. This is way too late for them to start talking about plans and ideas and that. After 9 years.
After 9 years.
What have you been doing for the 9 years apart from stuffing your car and filling your pockets? Apart from that, what in 9 years, what have you been doing? They can't come to a debate and speak to one policy that they have enacted through legislation. It's a shame. After 9 years, my brother, a government can't tell you one policy that they have enacted through legislation. They can't give you one policy or one legislation that they have done to take the country into the future. They are working on every legislation that was enacted by the PNP and Mark Golding. And they have not had the ability, the acumen, or the knowledge to even improve or enact new legislation or policies. It's a government that is morally bankrupt in every single way, shape, and form. The Jamaica Labour Party of today is a disgrace. And I'm saying this: if you're a Labourite, put your country first, because this Jamaica Labour Party does not stand for any principle of any genuine Labourite. This current Jamaica Labour Party does not honor any principles of any Labourite. So any well-thinking Labourite that is listening, put the country before your party. The country before your party, because this is not your Jamaica Labour Party. This is Andrew Ole's Labour Party and his cronies and his corrupt 49 thief that's in the House of Parliament. This is not the Jamaica Labour Party. This is Andrew Ole's Labour Party, a man who shouldn't be on the ballot, a man who is under investigation for illicit enrichment. And Jamaica, who are Labourites, need to look at that. Look at your country. Look at your standing in the world. Look at what you're representing. Look at what the party represents today. And look in the mirror and ask yourself, does this party represent me as a Jamaican? Does this party represent me as a Labourite? They need to ask themselves that question before they go to the polls and vote with their heart and their mind. Not vote because of ideology. Vote for your country. You cannot vote for this kind of foolishness. 9 years of corruption. Your kids who were born 10 years ago knows nothing else other than corruption. Nothing other than corruption. This is a disgrace to the society of Jamaica. Jamaica people need to wake up, put your country first. And let me tell you, moral, dignity, honesty, character does matter in leadership. It does matter in leadership. Because whatever the top of the stream have, it's going to trickle down into society. Whatever is at the top, trickles down into society. So character, honesty, all matters in leadership. It does matter. It plays a huge part in leadership because the decision comes from there and it trickles down into society. Jamaica people, wake up. Don't let this opportunity pass you to take back control of your country. Your kids and your kids' future is at stake. Because if Jamaica missed the boat this time, they're Haiti 2.0.
Yes.
If Jamaica missed the boat, they're Haiti 2.0. Guarantee you, they're going to be Haiti 2.0.
No doubt.
Because trust me, in Haiti, you have millionaires and billionaires in Haiti. Okay?
Yes.
Believe that. You have rich people in Haiti as we speak right now. But look at the rest of the country. Look at the rest of the country. So Jamaica people, wake up. It can happen and it will happen if you continue down this path of corruption, lying, cheating, and ignorance. Governance matter, and it takes leadership to govern. And for you to be a leader, you have to have morals, dignity, honesty within you, within your fiber. You can't be corrupt and lead. You can't an investigation for thieving and you lead. You can't be an investigation for Ponzi scheme and you lead. You can't an investigation for 28 bank account and you're leading. You cannot be an investigation for Ponzi scheme and leading a country. And then and then to double down on all of that and to make it even more egregious is that the law and the institution that you put in, that you yourself as a prime minister put in to hold people accountable, you can't go to court because you get your hand caught on the cookie jar. How corrupt can you be? And Jamaica people just sit down docile. It should not be on the ballot. And it speaks to the depth of the corruption within the Jamaica Labour Party, Mystic. It just speaks to the depth of the corruption within the Labour Party because I'm a Labourite. And I have any dignity, moral values, I love my country. That man could never leave my party. Because from the moment your integrity and your honesty is in question, I have to let you go. Because in corporate America, in any corporate business, Andrew Wallace would have been fired. So why is it different in the Jamaican government?
Because it's a kleptocratic government.
Entity, he would have been terminated. Why is it different in the Jamaican government? Why is he on the ballot again? Considering everything that surrounds this man's behavior, his entire behavior.
I want to say something to you, Carla, because we have a lot of persons who are listening to us. In spite of the continuation of the corruption, and we have a DPP, my subjective argument as it relates to we know how the Constitution give the DPP that authority to start a case and end a case. I think it is in the Constitution, section 94, subsection 4, right? Someone can quote me on that. Now, the thing is, for the continuation of the corruption, the DPP is equally responsible for the level of corruption that is taking place in Jamaica. Wouldn't you say that?
All right. Yes, but it speaks to the greater argument. It speaks to the greater argument of governance and why it's important that you have good people in leadership.
Yes.
Remember, Strict 5 was supposed to have been dismissed. How many years ago? Two years ago?
Yes.
Yet still, the Prime Minister, the corrupt, no good, cheating, thieving Prime Minister, reinstate her, circumvent the Constitution, and held on to her. Okay? Him and the no good Minister of Justice circumvent the Jamaican Constitution and held on to her. Why? Ask Jamaican people, ask themselves why. Because there's more qualified people than Parliament that should have been DPP. We have better lawyers who are more qualified than Parliament or whatever she named to be DPP. That's a fact. Okay? Yet still the Prime Minister chose to circumvent the Constitution to keep her in place. There is a reason. There's a cause for every action, my brother. There's a cause for every action. There's a cause for every action. And I just ask you, just look at the big picture. She's there for a reason. She's not, and mind you, she's supposed to be serving the Jamaica public. But she's not serving the Jamaica public. And there's many reasons why we can, many instances that we can prove and point out why she's not serving the Jamaican public in their best interest.
Exactly.
Okay? But she was put there for a reason. That is why governance, my brother, governance is important. Leadership is important because if we had an honest person leading the country, if we had a person with a good moral authority leading the country, we would never have Parliament as DPP. And we'd have someone with good values and high moral standards in that office who will hold people accountable, who will do their job to represent the people of Jamaica the proper way. Okay? So we need to put things into context. She's there because she's there for a reason. Not there to serve, but for a reason by the person who put her there. Because she's in an office that she should not be in.
Exactly. When you look on the
we know what the Constitution says, and we know what her job responsibilities and description are.
Yes.
So ask yourself, is she fulfilling that?
No.
All well-thinking Jamaicans, ask yourself, is she fulfilling her responsibility to represent the Jamaican people, not the Prime Minister, but the Jamaican people, not the Labour Party, but the Jamaican people? Is she fulfilling that responsibility? She answer that question. She needs to answer that question, and the Jamaican people need to ask her that question.
Well said, Carla. Well said.
Brother, we're a couple of weeks out.
Yes.
And I'm pleading with the Jamaica people. Save your country.
Save
our country. Save our country. We are one water away from being Haiti. Save our country. Trust me, Haiti, like I told them, Haiti have millionaires and billionaires living in Haiti. But look at the country. Look at the country. Okay?
All right.
Jamaican people have to wake up, my brother. They have to wake up. And they got, this decision is not about TNP or JLP. This decision is about where are we going as a people? What direction are we going? Are we going to continue the journey of corruption, nepotism, cronyism? Are we going to continue this cycle of corruption, nepotism, and cronyism? Where we can see $1.4 billion just disappear and some more bus come to the country, where we can see the Minister of Health, Hank, spend $31 million between him and his friend and buy a drill. For him. Let me tell you something, man. And this is how you know the country is corrupt, and Andrew is corrupt.
But hold on the caller. Let me just inject here. Did you listen to Mati Samuda talking about how PNP corrupt, that PNP dropped 2 places downward the corruption index? It is JLP in power. Mati Samuda don't realize that. Oh, Kamina said it. Sorry. My correction. Sorry. Kamina Johnson. Right? As a result of the PNP, right? They dropped 2 places, right? Downwards as it relates to the corruption index. Kamina Johnson don't realize that it is the Jamaica Labour Party in power.
Listen, but you see, that's how they speak. One of the things that I noticed with the Jamaica Labour Party Party. And this is why I said it. That's why I'm calling on all labor rights, well-thinking labor rights.
It's God.
That this party represents you. And them talk to the people, and the people are idiots, you know. These people that we're not in the age of information. We're in the age of information. We're not in the age of Buster anymore. Buster day is gone. People have information now. It's right at our fingertips. The days of Buster, when selfish better than education, is way past. Okay? So we have information to our tips. She can't pull up one index from any organization in the world that showed up about the PNP. But we can Google the index and see where the Jamaica Labour Party in the last 9 years have led us.
Exactly.
Okay?
Exactly.
You cannot, the thing that you cannot Google it, my brother. Google it, it's on your fingertips. Anybody with a phone, just go Google and ask the question to Google and it will tell you to give you the answer. So you see, them are living at the age of Buster Manley with selfish better education. Those days are way past. That's not the Jamaica, that's not the world anymore. And the Labour Party talk to Jamaicans, and the Jamaicans are buffoons, and the Jamaicans are idiots. The Prime Minister talk down to the people, you don't speak to the people. He talk down to the people of Jamaica, just like every Labour right. They talk some bullshit and talk down to people as if we have no sense, we can't read, we can't write, and we can't ask questions, and we can't pull up information. And that is one of their downfalls.
Exactly. Arrogance.
That is one of their great downfalls. And the point of Christopher Tufton, and I'm going to show you how leadership matters. You set a man like Christopher Tufton who can't even apply a band-aid to a sore foot and you put him as the minister of health. Let me ask everyone thinks in Jamaica.
Crazy.
If there's a health crisis and Jamaica needs a medical solution, can Christopher Tufton give you a medical solution? Can Christopher Tufton give Jamaica a medical solution for any health crisis? And we can tell you the answer is zero, no. The man can't even apply a band-aid on a sore foot, but he's the minister of health. How do you justify these appointments? Who make these decisions to make these appointments? You wonder why healthcare, the man has no solution to get Jamaica out of the healthcare conundrum that it's in. He has no solution. No solution. He has a lot of words, but no solution. Just like every labor right, they have a lot of words, but no solution. They can talk a game, but they can't play a game. They have no solutions to the issues that are plaguing the Jamaican people. And since this election came about, the only thing Christopher Tufton did since the start campaign is tell lies on the sheriff. The Christopher campaign during that speech outlined any solution to Jamaica healthcare. Jamaica people, let me ask you again. During Christopher Tufton's speech at the campaign rally, did he outline to the public any solutions to benefit the Jamaican people in healthcare? The answer is no. This date, can anyone tell me what Christopher Tufton has said to the Jamaican people, or give him an explanation or an idea on how he's going to make healthcare better and more affordable and reach more Jamaicans? Has he outlined a plan to the Jamaican people as yet? To this date, 2 weeks out from the election, Jamaican people, as Christopher Tufton give you a plan, has he given you any idea? Has he said any other than life on the sheriff? What else has he told you, Jamaican? Other than telling a lie on the sheriff, one of the greatest leaders, one of the greatest men in our country, what else has Christopher Tufton done for the Jamaican people to help them in healthcare? What? He thief $31 million, him and his friend, him have dead house, so it only benefits him to more Jamaican people, they know. The Jamaican people know that it's an income when a Jamaican dies for Christopher Tufton. The Jamaican people even realize that. Him have him own dead house with his friend, and every day pass through Freeman his friend dead house. So it's a benefit for him.
Oh, yes.
No wonder he was appointed to Minister of Health. And that's how these crooks not only rob the country, but take the lives of Jamaican people. So we need to look at all of these things as it is, not circumvent this and talk around it. Speak truth to power, speak the facts. Those are the facts. That's what Jamaican people are living today. And that's why I said, all well-thinking labor rights. Does this current Jamaican Labour Party represent your values, represent you as a labor right? Are they representing you? And if you say yes to these labor rights that's running the country, then I'm sorry for you, because it simply means like you're a thief and you're a liar.
I believe that. I endorse what you're saying.
And I'm done.
I endorse what you're saying.
And I'm pretty sure that there's people in labor rights with ambition, with goals, with values. This Jamaica Labour Party have none. They have none. So
Absolutely.
people, when you're thinking labor rights, ask yourself, does this Labour Party represent you and your values? They do not. They do not represent the Jamaica Labour Party and labor rights values. This is an Andrew Honest gang. This is not a government. This is a gang, and that's what they are. And people need to call it what it is. It's a gang, not a government. Because a government leads. Government don't thief. Them lead, and there's no leadership coming from this government. No leadership. Yes, you have the cronies. Yes, you have the nepotism and the cronyism. But how many people does that benefit? How many people does the nepotism and the cronyism benefit in Jamaica? Just a handful of people. Like my family said, it benefits the clique. It benefits the clique.
The clique,
Those
yes.
living in rural Jamaica, it does not benefit the masses of the people. Nothing they do benefit the masses of the people. We should people in Jamaica. I drive $200,000, $300,000 cars. Do you know how many community in rural Jamaica that, as I'm talking US now, do you know how many people in Jamaica, rural Jamaica, that can help? Not only that, but our economy and GDP does support those kind of earnings. So Jamaica people, ask yourself, when you see these people are driving on these big cars and all of these things are going on, and you can't do it, and you can only watch. Ask yourself, how is it possible when the country now earn it and the GDP don't support it?
Exactly.
Ask yourself that question. Our country does not support the kind of lifestyle that the clique is living. It does not support it. The medium income in Jamaica, the Prime Minister telling the medium income in the country the other day, it cannot support the kind of lifestyle that the clique is living in Jamaica. Ask yourself the question, where them get the money from, people? Where them get the money from for that kind of lifestyle? Where does that money come from? It has to come from somewhere, because I'm not getting it for free. Okay? And this Jamaica Labour Party has successfully created a society that predicates on things, not by merit, by things. They've successfully created a mindset of Jamaican people to be happy with things or to make things be the order of the day. Not anything gained through merit. And that is destructive for society.
Definitely.
It breeds corruption, it breeds nepotism, and it breeds cronyism. And that's why the Jamaican media is the way it is. So my brother, that's why the Jamaican media is the way it is.
Yes.
Because everything is easily bought and sold. Nothing is earned through merit. And Andrew Holness has successfully created that society. We've always had a society that's plagued with classism, but now we have a society plagued with that is based on things, not merit. And that is destructive to our people, destructive to our social fiber and environment of the country. And we have to, I hear Mark Bowling put together, and he speaks on that. I've heard him speak on that we have to get back to where we become community oriented, become socially oriented, because only that will alleviate a lot of the social ills and problems that we have. A Mark Bowling plan to solve that is excellent, and I don't think people are listening to it, but he speaks to that very thing. And Jamaica people need to wake up and realize that Andrew Holness is a master at manipulation, you know.
Yes.
He's a master at manipulation. And he's successfully made a society that is predicated on things. I'm going to repeat it again. That is made up on things. And this is the mindset in create. Me poor and hungry, right? But the man up just up on the hill, we have the big house and the big car, have everything I want to him. And because him have it, me say to myself, boy, I'm not the good because him have it. He successfully created that mindset within a lot of Jamaicans. That's why I can come out and tell Jamaica people say the economy will grow and we're the good. Because you see 6 or 7 man have a big car and have a big house, right? Not knowing how they came by it, not knowing how they got it, but them have things. And because those people have things, now me must be happy. Because him have things, so we all right. That is a slavery mentality, my brother. It's a psychological slavery mentality. And you can create a mentality, and when you create a mentality like that, then corruption now. you create that space for corruption because you can rob and thief and nobody not pay attention to you. It doesn't matter if you're corrupt because you've created that mindset. It's all about the social economic situation, the social economic mindset and climate that he has created in the country because of corruption. Because he's so corrupted. He's so corrupted that he's made the people believe that if me have things, everybody all right, even though they're hungry.
Sad.
That's the mindset he has
Sad.
created.
But you're correct. You're totally correct.
You know? Yeah. It's that slavery mentality. It's like the days when you have the house slave and master sick, the house slave said, we are sick. Master sick, we are sick. That is the mindset he has created in the country. And it's a depraved and a dangerous mindset. Because when you have that mindset now, it doesn't motivate you to earn things unmerited. You want to get things by any means necessary. Scamming gone up, rapper gone up, crime is up. Okay? Drug smuggling, drug dealing, all of these things is permeating through the society of Jamaica. And everybody turn a blind eye to it. Do you know that in the last 10 years, Mystic, we've had many drug busts under the Andrew Hollis government, and they have not heard one case over one person go to prison? Yeah. Explain that to me. Explain that to me. You had billions of dollars of drug busts in the country. You have airports, your man sees the the Fed sees a plane full of drugs. And you tell me, say, now, one person get bust, not one person go jail until this day. We have Google 1 and Google 2, and nobody has been, we've heard the police commissioner come out and say, we have suspects, and we're going to hold people, and we're going to, and we know who it is. It doesn't take 9 years to do investigation for a drug bust or a crime. It doesn't take 9 years, my brother. It doesn't. Ask yourself, Jamaican, how comes nobody not go to prison and nobody not get busted for all of the drugs that come to the country? How is that possible? How?
But again, Carla,
and you're supposed to be a democratic society with laws.
Exactly. For those planes that involved in the crash landing in Jamaica, right? Remember that those planes would carry what we call a black box data. And if investigation was to pursue in a very serious way, they would have retrieved the black box data, and they would have a full understanding of what transpired.
Brother, first of all, how the plane come to your space?
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's what I'm saying. Exactly.
You know,
so crazy.
What you see, it comes back to the social economic mindset of the people and the mindset that Andrew Hollis has successfully created in the country. It no matter. It's not important. And then people now are so caught up in surviving day to day. They've made it so hard for the people to survive. Everybody a hustler. Everybody's a hustler. So people need not pay attention to certain things. It's a distraction. These things are now distracted. People now just hear it, see it, and keep going on because you know what? We have to pay the light bill, we have to pay the water bill, we have to pay all of these things. So we cannot pay attention or focus on that. And so when you create a society of poverty, it only opens up the opportunity for you to be corrupt, for you to fill your pocket or fill your car, and just keep doing what you're doing. Jamaica can't keep gossip. If we love the country, we can't keep going on this road where there's corruption, nepotism and cronyism.
And skullduggery.
And the Jamaica media is a total disgrace to the society of Jamaica. The Jamaica media, RGR, Vina,
Observer.
All of them. Observer. Let me tell you, man, the media in any civil democratic society have a right to inform the public and give the public fair information and precise information.
Exactly.
What the Jamaica media is doing to the Jamaica society is dumbing down the society. They're dumbing down the Jamaica people because of nepotism and cronyism and because of licky. And it's a shame that we see we see our media has come to the spot where they can't even question the Prime Minister and his inability to be certified. In any other country in the world, my brother, any civilized country in the world, this would have been the order of the day in every single media. And the media would have been calling for that man to step down and not even be on the ballot again. We've not heard one media outlet in the country
it's crazy.
even put that on the table.
And
Do you know how disgraceful it is?
And the Prime Minister of the audacity talking about Singapore. Can you imagine?
Listen, man.
That's a joke.
When the same man talk about immigrant Silicon Valley about the place in Jamaica, you know?
Yes.
This is the bullshit. Silicon Valley in Jamaica. You're not running, people not running water kind of fight, they're not road, they're not proper electricity. I have about Silicon Valley. You see, but that's what I'm telling you. You dumb down the society so you can't say anything to them. Exactly. You make them believe it. You know one can start telling about Silicon Valley and cities is the same thing I'm speaking to. When you can dumb them down to the mindset where things are more important to them, not merit, but things. So when you have a society that's based on things, not by merit, then you can tell them build Silicon Valley. You can make them all kind of promises because they are so caught up in things that this is what drives them. Not facts, not results, not policies, not plans, but things, because they're a thing-oriented society. It's a slavery mentality, my brother, and that's what conjugal owners have successfully created in Jamaica.
You're 100%
and
right.
because of that, listen, man. No, some man stand up on a podium and tell him I'm the Silicon Valley of Jamaica. Do you know how buffoonery that is, my brother? Do you know how absurd, ridiculous, and buffoonery that is? You have to be a dumbass buffoon to believe that. You gotta believe it. Your man's gotta be in Twilight Zone to even believe that shit. You know what I mean? Because nothing, my lifetime or your lifetime would have ever happened in Jamaica. Okay? Guarantee you that. Okay? So when a man stand up on a podium and tell the people in country, like Jamaica, I'm going to do that. And people cheer and blow, whistling a green shirt. What kind of mindset is that, my man? What kind of mindset is that? And that's why I'm saying to any well-thinking Labour right, does the value of this Jamaica Labour Party represent you? Ask yourself that question, Labour rights. Does it represent you, the value of the current Labour Party? And that's what Labour rights have to ask themselves before they go to the poll. Ask yourself, well-thinking Jamaican Labour rights, if this Jamaica Party represents you, your values as a person. And that's what every Labour have to ask themselves before they go vote. Because this is Andrew Owen's party, not the Jamaica Labour Party. It's Andrew Owen's corrupt, nepotism, cronyism, no good, no plan Labour Party. And listen to them. If you think they have a plan, during their rally halfway tree, give me one plan, them tell yourself, they came with, give me one policy or one plan that they've outlined to the Jamaican people in which they're going to use to make the Jamaican people life better. They want to solve. Tell me one thing that they're going to solve.
Nothing more than gimmickry and foolishness.
The country forward. Zero. There's none. There's no plan. Nothing. That the Jamaica Labour Party has put. Just listen. First of all, them can't put out a manifesto because them last manifesto never started. Okay? The last manifesto hasn't even started yet. So how you going to put out another manifesto?
Can you imagine?
It's the 2020 manifesto started yet. And the 2020 manifesto started yet. He started the last manifesto from the last election that they won and has not. They haven't started that yet. None of the promises have been fulfilled. So how you come up to the Jamaica people 10 years down the line and come tell them, I'll come give them another manifesto? Yes, you haven't completed, you haven't started the first one yet. So how you gonna come with a second one? And this is what Jamaica people make, and this is what Jamaica people stand up and make man from podium and tell them, we're gonna be the Silicon Valley. This is what Jamaica people stand up and listen to. This is what Jamaica people stand up and ring bell and blow whistle and cheer for. This is what they really do. It shows, it speaks to the mindset, my brother, the mindset, the social, economic mindset of the people.
You're perfectly right.
And we have to get out of that. And let me tell you, good leaders come maybe once in every every 100 years, or once in every 20 years, or something like that. I forget what it comes. But I'm going to tell Jamaica people this. Mark Golding is your savior, whether you want to believe it or not. Because you can't question the man's integrity. You cannot question his integrity. You can't question his knowledge. And you can't question him loyalty to the country. 3 things you can't question about Mark Golding. You can't question him knowledge, him loyalty,
and integrity.
And dedication to this country, and him integrity. You can't question it. You cannot question it. And I dare anybody in Jamaica, anybody to question those 3 characters about the man. You can't question it. It's unquestionable.
Unquestionable. A lot of people
and
don't.
Those are the 3 things.
A lot of people don't even know.
My brother.
A lot of people don't even know that of all the members of parliament, right, that passed through parliament, Mark Golding is the only member of parliament who had passed the most legislations in the parliament. A lot of people don't know that.
And this is how Andrew Bonet has successfully created that dumb-down society.
Yeah.
Mark Golding, every legislation that the Jamaica Labour Party is functioning under, running the country and functioning under, every single legislation was written by the TNP of Mark Golding. Everyone, every single one.
So look at that.
Andrew Bonet, every single one that they're operating under. Even the money, even the debt I'm saying I pay back, that was orchestrated, put into law and legislated by Portia and the TNT government. Exactly. Even that's what my brand about. They have no choice other than to pay it. That's not what you're bound to pay because legislated by the previous government and your brand say you pay down there. That is bullshit.
Exactly.
You can't run just like you can't run for water, right? You can't run an election and talk about water. You can't talk about road. Those are the basic necessity of the country, and those are what government is elected to do. That's the basic things that any government that is elected must provide, must service. Okay, you can't run for water and electricity. You cannot do that as a government because that is what you're elected to do. Okay,
it's crazy.
So the things that they're coming on the podium and they're all over the place to talk about, it is no substance. And yet they need to come up with concrete plan on how they're going to solve the problem of the country. What plan? Because you can come out and talk, the thing is that you need legislative action in order to solve most of the things in the country.
Exactly.
You need legislation action to pass most of it because the country runs on a budget to paid by the taxpayer money. So you need legislation. You can't go take out. It's not. They can't go to the bank and take out this and go do that. It doesn't. Jamaica community work. It doesn't work like that. So you need legislation because things are regulated. So you need legislation to enact policies to get things done. They have none. They have done none. Jamaican people ask themselves 2 questions. What legislation in the last 9 years has the labor rights done to enhance the future of the country? Name one. And the second question is, name one industry that has come into Jamaica that has provided jobs and technology and skills for the Jamaican kids and people going in the future. Name one. 0. Ask yourself that.
Crazy.
And well-thinking labor rights, ask yourself, does this Labour Party represent your value? Your values in life? Do they represent your values in life? This is Andrew Bold's Labour Party, not the Jamaica Labour Party. Okay? And then people, well-thinking people, need to recognize that before they go to the polls on the 3rd. And Jamaicans cannot make this opportunity pass them because this is going to shape the future of the country. Is either they want to choose the path of Haiti or they want to choose the path of redemption and progress and rejuvenate our country and create opportunities for your kids and your kids' future and your kids' kids. This is what it's about. It's not about us today, Mystic. And I want me and you, Mystic. It's about our kids and their kids' future. Okay?
Future
And the Jamaican
generation.
people need to recognize
Future
that
generation.
and realize that.
All right.
Realize that they have to make the right decision. They cannot fail themselves again on the earth. They cannot afford to do that. This is a critical election for Jamaica. It is about their future, their kids' future, and their kids' kids' future. Okay?
All right.
Because listen, remember one more point. Remember, when the US sneeze, Jamaica catch cold, and we live here in the US, and we can tell them it's coming. It is coming like a freight train.
Mm-hmm.
They need to realize that remittance to Jamaica is going to cut drastically.
It's drying up right now. It's drying up right now.
Most of the remittance sent to Jamaica is sent by the people who are not here legally, because those people have to send back something to survive, to build back themselves home, right?
Yes.
So most of the people that send money back to Jamaica is people who are here illegally. That's a fact. That's a fact.
Yeah.
Okay? Those people cannot send money back to Jamaica anymore. If you're legal, you cannot send a dime to Jamaica. You can't go nowhere but send the money from here, so if you're legal. That's a fact. I'm in the state of Florida, and you cannot send a, if you're illegal in Florida, and most states, you cannot send a dime back to Jamaica or nowhere if you're illegal. Okay? So remittance is going to affect the country. The tariff, 10% tariff. We hear furniture talk, we hear separate group attack.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? That's just the tip of the iceberg.
Tip of the iceberg.
That's the tip of the iceberg. Listen, we've heard tariffs come. Jamaica 10% tariff. As the Prime Minister, since the tariffs came on Jamaica, as he came out to the Jamaica people and tell them what he's going to do economically to offset tariffs, as he to outline any plan or strategy to the Jamaican people on how he's going to attack these tariffs, as he outlined any plan or strategy to offset the cut in the money being sent back to Jamaica, as he outlined any plan to the Jamaica people on any of these issues. He has not.
Well, the Prime Minister can't even cook a good plate of food for saving life.
You know what? You're right about that. And he has no idea. He has none. And the Jamaican people recognize that this is just a tip of the iceberg, my brother. It's
exactly. You're right.
You can't produce. And if you can't produce, you can't turn to farming. You can't turn to manufacturing. You can't turn to none of these things. It is going to be hell to pay in Jamaica. On the hard life yet. Hard life to reach them yet. Give Andrew Hollis 5 more years. I don't want to see what hard life is. Give Andrew Hollis 5 more years, and Jamaica go see what hard life is. Okay? They're one water cracker away from becoming Haiti, and it's just and they better recognize that. They're one water cracker away from becoming Haiti. Because 6 to 7% of your 6 to 7% of your society can't have 3 screamings a day.
All right,
It's only going to get worse. It's only going to get worse.
Carla, brilliant stuff, but
Okay.
you know, me have to run now, so you know, we love it. I wish I could talk to you a little bit longer, but you know, as it relates to exactly. But I really love the conversation and the chat. Really enjoy the conversation. All right, so thank you for calling. Really appreciate it. Blessings. Now, you know, for all the persons who are tuning in, we want to say, all right, we come to the end of the road. Where tonight live feed is concerned, but we want to say again, Team PNP, oh my God, what a performance, an excellent performance. I am feeling so proud of Team PNP, and this should tell the electorate, right, what direction they need to take. The GLP representative that came out in defense of the Jamaica Labour Party, it didn't really make sense when that they come out. It's an embarrassment to the Jamaica Labour Party. Total embarrassment. Lies will not save them. Then I don't know if the others are coming out planning lies. So it's not going to work. But it's such an embarrassment. It's really disgraceful. So once again, Team PNP, yes, really looking good. Excellent performance. We want to say, well, good. And let me just give my wife the last words to say. One, wifey.
Okay, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Bless up to everyone. Have a wonderful rest of the weekend, and we'll see you tomorrow for the mass rally.
Mass rally, yes.
We'll be covering that, so we'll see you tomorrow for the mass rally. So blessings. Have a wonderful night.
All right. Thank you so much.
I know why you come to me with that foolishness, you know. You elect a prime minister, and is a prime minister run the country. It is time we learn to hold our leaders accountable for their actions and stop making excuses for them. Stop making excuses. Otherwise, go elect the people who really run in the country. And I don't want the right start that stupid argument. Hold the people you elect accountable and stop making excuses for them.